Okay, good morning, everybody. This is the 2020 SSFA Super Bowl between the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Rams. I build this in the description as a battle between the defensive-minded New York Jets and the offensive greatest show on turf type Los Angeles Rams. That's not the entire story. Yes, the Jets have tons of 5s and 6s on defense, but their offense is really good as well. The Rams did lead the league with 510 points scored, but the Jets were right behind him with 504. The Jets defense was 299, like second in the league in points allowed. But the Rams were not bad either at 337. So they're doing a little check here. The teams, let's see, did they play each other during the regular season? I don't think so. No, I don't. So we'll set this up just a little bit more in depth. So here are the Rams statistics. Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback. 37 touchdowns, only 2 picks for the entire regular season. That is helped, of course, because they have such good guessed-wrong runners. Gus Edwards, Boston Scott, even Antonio Gibson. Those guys can run guessed-wrong with the best. Good set of receivers. And Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, George Kittle, Eric Ebron. So it's a good all-around offensive team. The Jets are led, and we'll get to see their offense first today. They're led by Derek Carr, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. J.K. Dobbins is their big guess-wrong weapon. He's not as good guess-right as the Rams runners. Latavius Murray is solid both ways, right and wrong. So he'll get a lot of action today. And their receivers, Hawkins and Cooks, DJ Moore, and Evan Ingram. So both teams, the leading receiver on both teams were a tight end. Evan Ingram for the Jets, and Eric Ebron for the Rams. A lot of double teaming, so they're throwing to their tight ends and their backs. What else do we want to say? So Tom has also a deadly offensive line: 6'7", 6'5", 6'7", 6'4", and 4'7". Nathan's defense has like almost all zeros on the offensive line, but they all have good pass rush. But how it's tough to sack the quarterback when you have 7s on the offensive line. So here's his defense line: 0-11 up against the 6'7". He has Joe Flacco in there. There's a square into Jalen Guyton that's going to be incomplete, as he did not take Joe Flacco out of the game. I don't know why Joe Flacco's in there. It should be Derek Carr. Unless he's going with a huge flat pass offense. No, even Flacco's better at none. Exactly, no. So Nick Kwiatkowski made the play. Tom loves him. I sent a message that he has his backup quarterback in. We'll see if that makes a difference. Still has Flacco in. Well, he'll figure it out sooner or later. Off tackle draw left to Murray. That's going to pick up 9. Guessed wrong. The Javon Hargrave. Now he does have a 0 nose tackle that he'll bring in at times. I think it's Deshaun Williams. I think he's like a 4-0 or 4-2. But he likes to have that pass rush. But again, you're getting a 0-8 up against 6-7. Joe Flacco remains in the game. I guess Joe Flacco's going to stay in for this drive. Third and 1, opening drive of the game. The 2020 SSFA Championship. Mark Ingram checks in. He's a good guess, the best guess rate runner on the Jets. Quick slant to TJ Hawkins and 2 men in the zone. And it's going to be a +1. Defender -2 or +1. And Miles Jack is his pass rating 5 is beaten by the white die 6. So he barely gets the first down. 3-4 showing blitz. Still staying with all the zeros up front. He also has 008 outside linebacker. Inside run to Latavius Murray. Guessed right. It's going to pick up 5 thanks to the block of the left guard. Murray is also a minimum fumbler. So you see the defensive plans of the Rams taking place. Calling run, flooding the flats, just mixing it up. I'm sure we'll see some free safety blitzing as well, but it's going to be tough. Even though during the regular season the Rams were 14-2 and the Jets were 11-5, I think the Jets obviously have the best team on paper when you consider offense and defense. Tom's finally figured out that Flacco was in. He checked his depth charts, didn't check the most important position. I don't think Nathan will have a problem letting him make a sub, though I think you're supposed to sub at the beginning of the drive. Oh, you throw me in there. Then it's just over. Well, of course. Well, at least he didn't throw an interception or something. I think that happened to Tom once in the summer sprint championship game. Oh boy. I'm going to leave him in to save a timeout. Probably that tips your hand that you're going to run the ball. But Yep, it does carry over. So a lot of these depth chart problems may have been caused by Tom himself by making changes at the end of a blowout, and then that's not true. Any change you make will be carried over. Now, because we play in quarters, we have 4 games at once. Probably just depends on what the final game is imported. Inside run to Murray, we got a run call. He picks up 3. Really wasn't too much of a chance of a pass call. Didn't want to throw an interception with Flacco, but that sets up a 3rd and 2. Okay, so Derek Carr is back in there. Ernest Johnson checks into the game. He's got really nice guests, right? So maybe I'm wrong about Ingram. Ernest has limited carries, so he can only run in certain situations. And one of those is 3rd down and 1 or 2 yards to go. 3rd and 4th down and 1 or 2 yards to go. Crossing Banner to Cooks, 3 men in the zone, guessed wrong. That should be a 1st down, and it is. Just out of curiosity, let's look at Joe Flacco's card on a 2 guessed wrong. He has plus 15, so he still would have made it even if he had not noticed and left Flacco in the game. First and 10 at the 41. Jets moving right down the field, converting a couple of 3rd and shorts. Crossing Brandon to Cooks, single cover, guessed right. It's going to be plus 12. Guessed right on Carr's card. That is on a 7 wrong right or double. That's plus 12. Carr 2-2. Guyton in there in a 3 wide set, hitched to DJ Moore. It's going to be a white die 6 for plus 7. Second and 3. Dobbins in there in a 2 wide set. Hawkinson's the second tight end. Evan Ingram's the main tight end. Cooks and Moore. Rams up against it here. Off tackle left to Dobbins. Guessed wrong. Nobody's there. It's going to pick up 8 thanks to the blocking of DJ Humphries. First and 10 at the Rams 14. They stay 3 wide. Latavius Murray comes into the game. This is a very tough offense. And I've talked about this with Nathan before, too. He likes to use this when he has this type of personnel with a good runner, good offensive line. Can spread them out. Touchdown. Off tackle left. Latavius Murray takes it in, and opening drive of the game in the Super Bowl, the Jets drive right down the field and get a touchdown. Rams get the ball. Now look at their offense. They are led by Patrick Mahomes. There's a good old Gus Edwards, and they also got Boston Scott. So the Jets have a wall of sixes up here. 6, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6 linebackers with a 5 outside linebacker. 6 left cornerback, 6 strong safety, 6 free safety. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of their 11 players are sixes. The other 4 5s. And they aren't just one-trick ponies, too. Myles Garrett has good pass rush, 6'12", Clark's a 5'2", Hakeem Hicks is a 5'4". There's a keying to Gus Edwards. It's a fly to Tyron Johnson. Long gain, 44 yards. Hits the long gain hit on the receiver reading, and he's down to the 31. So he plays Tyron Johnson instead of Cooper Kupp because he has that better long pass card. Kupp is kind of weak on the long pass call. At least he was last year. This coming year, he'll be great. Off tackle draw left, so now he switches it up. He's got Tom guessing wrong on the first 2 plays. 1st and 10 at the 20, or 2nd and 6 at the 27. And the linebackers also have pass rush. Not Mikael Walker. Levante David's a 6'3". Kendricks is a 6. Oh no, he's not. He's a 6'5". I guess he doesn't have. Tom comes back with some witty repartee. A little cat and mouse here. He keyed on first. He went deep. He did a draw on second when he was stuffing the zones with a pass. And there's a straight run call. It's going to go 11 yards. He did not have a man in that side of the zone. Did he call a draw? Maybe he called a draw. It says should have been paying closer attention. It has down here D guys in zone 0, D guys in zone 1. Interesting. Edwards is in there again. So an 11-yard run he has a new first down inside the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 16. Can the Rams answer the Jets' opening drive with a touchdown of their own? Off tackle right to Edwards. Guess wrong. The guard makes the block. So his offensive line's not too shabby either. Kittle's a 6. He loves the block. We know that. Although he's going to be a 5 in the coming set. 4-7, 5-5, 5-5, 6-5, and 5-7. Goes to a full house on 2nd and 3 inside the 10. Kupp is in the game now. Inside the 10, you don't need those long gains on the short pass or long pass card. You need the hits, the completions more on the short pass card. Edwards has 12 carries right or left and fatigue. There's a guessed wrong slant pass to George Kittle. Touchdown, guessed wrong on Mahomes' card. That's a great guessed wrong short pass card. The extra point is up and good. So there you go. Tit for tat. Each team driving down the field, doing what they need to do. See, and I'm multitasking here. That's why I missed that one play. I got to pull up my rosters in SFFDL, my league. Because I just traded for Grover Stewart. I needed a nose tackle in the middle. Crossing better to Jalen Guyton. 4 men in the zone, guessed right. Snap fumble. Covered by the offense. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's why he had Flacco in the game, because Flacco is a minimum fumbler. Carr has a 6-snap fumble. Flacco saying, "See, I wouldn't have done that." That is the only area that Joe Flacco is better than Derek Carr. So holding on to the ball. Fly to DJ Moore. Guess right. There's some pass rush coming. And he does have a 61% chance of a sack. So bringing the blitz is going to be an effective strategy in certain situations. He went with Antoine Winfield, the free safety, up against J.K. Dobbins for pass blocking. That brings up 3rd and 11. Snap fumble, loses a yard, shows blitz on 2nd and 11, and gets an incompletion. Guess wrong, still would have been incomplete. Now we got 3rd and 11, and he's still showing blitz. So I guess those guys, even though they're facing 7s, because they have the linebackers coming as well, a few of them I saw were over 40%. McCaffrey is a 4 pass blocker, so he'll have the same chance as Dobbins does at stopping Winfield, except there might be one less guy coming. He goes for a quick slant instead, and he picks up nothing, 1 yard. Linebacker in zone +1 and +6. Kwiatkowski makes the play again. One of Tom's favorite guys. I'll trade him to you now, Tom. You can have him in Somiva. +60 on the punt. No return, fair catch. And the Rams take over in their own end. 1st and 10 to the 15. Edwards in the game, blocking back halfway. Second and 6 after a 4-yard pickup. It's a strong run. Maybe Tom's going to go with the old guess call pass and let him run his carries out. Quick slant to Kittle. There's a 6 there. Picks up 8 on Kittle's card. He had flooded the left flat. He moved the 6 over. Call pass. Kittle's great. Guessed right. Short pattern to Ebron. He's covered by a 5. There's some pass rush coming. It's a dump off. It's only going to be -1. Mahomes got dinged in this set with that weak flat pass card. And I think he's better in the next set. Russell Wilson has a weak flat pass card in the coming set. But I'll take it because his guess wrong short and long pass are the best ones he's ever had. And he's still getting decent must runs, which is surprising to me because I don't think he ran as much. Anyway, we're not talking about Russell Wilson today. What am I talking about? We got to focus on this championship game. This would be Tom's second SSFA championship if he wins. This would be Nathan's first. 2nd and 11 now. Edwards back in the game. Fly to Tyron Johnson, double cover. We got a 61% chance of a sack here. He beats the double team on Mahomes' card. But we saw, I wish I would have grabbed the snapshot of that. We had some 29%, 61%. It was a 1X, so there was no chance of a sack. I'm just saying that sack chances were there as Tom's D line was coming up. would never happen in real life, only with a really good quarterback. Tom's chatty today. Tom's chatty. That's good. You got to keep it even keel. Don't get too nervous. First and 10. Oh, I should check to see when he's joining me on the broadcast. We do have somebody. Michael Reeves, you're back from church.
I am back from church. How are you?
Good. How's the drum? How'd the drumming go today?
On time and on tempo.
I like it. I'm gonna have to. You gotta send me a clip of this.
I will. I'll send you a link. No problem.
Sounds fun. All right. First and 10. Opening drive of the game. Jets went right down the field, got a touchdown. Rams got the ball back, went right down the field, got a touchdown. And now we are after a Jets punt. The Rams are now driving back down again. They're into Jets territory. So we got the greatest show on turf against the can't wait defense is how I build it. But, both these teams have strong offenses and defenses. They have different strengths, but they're both very good. Second and 10 after that incompletion on a bomb. A fly to Tyron Johnson. Guess wrong, man in the zone. Receiver reading. That's how the Rams got down the field on their opening drive. Is they hit a long game. They hit that 6 roll. Guessed wrong on Johnson's card. This time they hit the 7. But look at that maxed out long pass card, and you see why Tyron Johnson's starting over Cooper Kupp. Kupp comes in inside the 10. And on third downs, he's back in the game now. Third and 10. Mahomes, you're familiar with Mahomes as your quarterback in autumn wind. You'd love to have a quarterback like that on these third down and longs. Mm-hmm. 3-3-5 showing blitz. Ebron in the backfield. The strength of his offensive pass rush comes from his defensive line, and he subs out Akeem Hicks for Chase Winovich, who's a 0-10. I'll give you the deep shot. Look at Tom chatting like crazy. So he's telling him, he's calling his shot. I'm going to blitz. I'm going to bring the house. If you want to go deep, go for it. But is he really telling the truth? Or is he, he is crossing pattern to Thielen. Plus 11. So Tom was kind of egging him on to go deep, but Nathan was content on getting the first down, keeping the drive alive. Of course, 7 on Mahomes' card is incomplete. Man, I don't know. I don't usually see Tom this chatty. He's super chatty today. I don't know if that means he's nervous or he's like super calm or super relaxed. You'll see. It's tough to get to the championship game. I'll tackle right to Edwards. Guess right, man in the zone, going to pick up 5. Edwards that's what's great about Edwards is even though he's fantastic, guessed wrong. Guessed right. He's setting you up for second and manageable. His only problem is a limited number of carries, and he's down to 10 on 50 carries now. Look at that fumble split. He's a minimum fumble guy, but that random roll was an 8. So if he would have keyed him, that would have been a fumble. Edwards is still in there. Deep to Gus Edwards, covered by a 6. He's a dump off. See, that's the problem with Mahomes' card in the 2020 set is that flat pass card. So the dump offs, if it lands on the quarterback card, they don't get you much joy. But I think on the new set, he has a better flat pass card. Am I right?
Yeah, it's correct. He does have a better flat pass card. Nathan noted it early on, and I got a chance to take a look at it. It is far improved, much better.
Yeah, so it looks like it's pretty much maxed out. Flat wrong, 0.926. Flat right, 0.778. So, yeah, much better. Not exactly the best flat pass in the card, but close to the best guessed wrong in any way. So 3rd and 5 now. He stays with Edwards in a blocking back halfback set. Now, Mikael Walker, the controversial 2nd-round pick of the Jets, because some thought Tom would pick somebody more long-term. Instead, he wanted that immediate impact 6. You could run him over this way at the zero run rating. Instead, he throws it short, hits a blank on Mahomes' card, and he'll settle for a field goal. Out comes Mason Crosby. The Rams going for their first lead of the day in the Super Bowl. This is set up to be like a back and forth type of game. The kick is up and good on a 2 through 10 field goal. Of course, if he had gone deep on that play, that was a touchdown, long game on 8 on Mahomes' card. But we move on. The Jets take over, trailing by 3. Derek Carr in the game. Actually, let's take a quick look. I'll get it set up. Look at the history of these two coaches. Through 3-5 showing blitz against a 3 wide. And again, I was saying this is maybe not a great idea to all out blitz. The white die 1 turned into a guessed right run instead of a guessed wrong run of +6. It's guessed right of +2 because Tom has all these 7s as pass blockers. But when Nathan did show blitz and bring everybody using a 3-4 against the base set, he had some pretty decent sack chances on there, even though he was facing those 7s because one of the guards is a 4, so you have to bring everybody to get that matchup. The other guard's a 5, so not invincible. But the guys that are facing his 7s are pretty good. Von de Guyton, there's no blitz coming and there's nobody there. Long gain on Carr's card, +62. That's deep into Rams territory. He finally drags him down at the 11-yard line. So you could bring an all-out blitz. As a matter of fact, that would have been a time to bring it because look at the random was an 18. If he had brought the house, that would have been a sack. Mm-hmm. I can tell you right now because that Effie Obata's 7 would have been boosted up to like 11 or so if he brought all the linebackers and the free safety. So I believe that would have been a good chance at a sack. 2 highest scoring offenses in the year. Both teams scored over 500 points in the regular season. 1st and 10 now. At the 11, 3 wide still. This is how Tom got his first touchdown, but with Latavius Murray. 3 wide, ran an off tackle, hit the 11 with nobody there, and it was a 16, 15-yard touchdown. Let's look at the box score. Yeah, it was a 14-yard run. So he hit that +11 on the D card, but there was nobody back there, so it would have gone for 21. He only needed 14. So did you play these teams in the regular season?
I was going to mention that here. Let's watch this play, and I'll tell you what happened. Oh.
He correctly keyed Dobbins, left the flats totally open, and it was a loss of 1. Wouldn't have been a touchdown either way, but very nice call.
So, yeah, I did wind up playing both of these clubs, and one of 2 losses that Los Angeles has belongs to me. And it was a weird game where Dak Prescott got hurt just before the half, and I had to finish it off with Mason Rudolph. And I just got lucky and scored a lot of points because that's what it takes to beat LA. The Jets, I had him down all the way until 37 seconds left. He hit a bomb, kicked the extra point. We went to overtime. He kicked a field goal, and the game abruptly ended because the rule set wasn't correct. So we had to go back and play the rest of overtime. I kicked a field goal. He kicked a field goal and wound up winning.
Gotcha. Hey, your mic sounds a little choppy when you're talking. Quick out right to Evan Ingram. Nobody's there. +11. That's going to be a 1st and goal at the 1. Do you have a different mic that you could plug in?
Sure. I'll take a look here in just a moment.
It goes to a full house. 3-4 showing blitz. Jets seem destined to pound this one in. Ingram and Murray in the backfield. Patrick Ricard checks in as a blocker. Inside run to Murray, +3 touchdown. So now the Jets go back on top. 14-10. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Just so tough to stop this. That line is just amazing. I can't imagine how many teams are running 3 wide this year, but he's afforded that luxury. He loses on every one of those offensive run ratings, but still going from a 6 to a 5, it's not much of a harm.
Yeah, and despite how good the Rams offense is, the Jets have all those 5s and 6s. You got to think at some point they're going to force a punt.
Yeah.
But so far, so good for both teams. Screen right to Gus Edwards. He's going to pick up 5. So he's still throwing flat despite that being Mahomes' weakest column. You have to keep defenses honest. 2nd and 5. Edwards in there. We're counting down his non-fatigued carries. He's got 10 left.
Isn't it interesting that both of these clubs pretty much have clones at running back? I mean, Strat loves Gus Edwards, and of course Dobbins had a monster card this year too.
Well, guess wrong, they're both monsters, but guess right, Edwards is the only one that scares you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a defensive card reading, defensive nose tackle, 0 or +3. Kenny Clark makes the play.
So now in the championship game, both teams revert back to average D. Is that correct?
Yes, both have average in the championship game.
How did you do against these clubs?
Let me see.
Wait for this play.
Yeah, guessed right. Short pass incomplete on Mahomes' card. I lost to the Rams both in the playoffs and not in the playoffs. I lost in the regular season 25-23. Who did I play in the playoffs? No, I had lost to No, I did lose to the Rams. What am I saying? Of course I did. So I lost to the Rams again Mahomes was just so tough to stop. I guess I've blotted that out of my memory because it was such a painful one. Because I had a chance to go to the Super Bowl again for the 7th straight time.
Correct.
But yeah, I lost 33-27. I had that. I was down by 2 touchdowns. Got a late touchdown. Didn't recover the onside kick, and got the ball back with just a few seconds left and couldn't do anything. So there is a 2nd and 3 now, as we had a 7-yard guess right flat pass to Brandon Cooks. So the Jets have a 4-point lead. They got the ball. They can open up a 2-score lead. So the Rams defense is going to be tested here. Fly to DJ Moore. He had 2 guys in the zone. Instead, it's a dump off for 5 yards. So that's what you get. You think, oh gosh, I got him. I got him double teamed. I got 2 guys in the zone or whatever. And because those 7s are there, it just turns into a dump off. So it doesn't work out the way you think. You know what I mean?
Right. How is he getting away with a 0 nose tackle? Does he have pass rush?
He does. He's a 0.8. He does have a 4, but he just uses him really well, and
brings up a linebacker to support.
Or he'll call run, or he'll key. Nathan's very good at mixing things up. So here we got 2nd and 7. So even though he had 2 men in zone, it still picked up 3 because the defender got beat again. Second time Miles Jack's 5 has been beaten by a white die 6. Once for a first down on 3rd and 1, and now here on 1st and 10 picked up 3 instead of throwing an incomplete pass or an interception or something else. Screen right to Murray. Guessed right. There's a 5 there. He still. He turns into guessed wrong on the receiver card because he had moved that linebacker down up to the line of scrimmage to plug that where those 6s are.
It's so fun to watch. I mean, you've been doing this for years, and I've been doing it for 5, but I'm still learning. And it's fun to watch a team like Los Angeles because if you look at it, if you're a novice and you're just looking at this, look how many zeros he has on this field at one time.
Yeah, all the zeros compared to the 6s and 5s. That's why I said, even though Nathan was 14-2, number 1 seed, you got to give the edge to Tom just because he's got a great offense, great offensive line, amazing defense, all the 6s and 5s there. So Nathan's got a great shot. His offense is fantastic, but he needs to stay away from that D card when he's got the ball, and he needs to really stay away from his own D card as well. Quarterback sneak to Carr is going to be picked up, even though he was keying Carr for the sneak, but it was a run to no, it was a sneak. He was keying the halfback, but it didn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was a sneak or a run to the halfback because it was on the D card, checking the run rating of the left guard, and we know almost everybody on that line's a 6. First and 10 now into Rams territory, and Tom is fine with going for it. If it gets to that point on 4th down, instead run to Dobbins. Guessed wrong. He brought in the 4 nose tackle, dreaded 5, so he does have that 4 nose tackle that he'll bring in, but he doesn't feel he's going to really take advantage of the pass rush.
Yeah.
Second and 9 now. 2 tights, 2 wides up against the 3 forwards. So he's back to the 0 nose tackle with showing blitz. Dobbins in the game. Crossing pattern to Brandon Cooks. Guessed wrong, 3 men in the zone, plus 12. Yeah. It's a tough offense to stop.
It is. He flooded flats that time.
All those zeros, you have to take chances, leave certain zones open.
Yeah.
Murray's in there now. 3 wide. Off tackle run. So he calls run correctly, puts a man in the zone, and he still gets 7 yards. So he's like, what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
Second and 3. He needs to at least hold him to a field goal chance here to keep this a single score game. See, Tom maybe brings in Dobbins here, begging him to call run because he's got such a poor guess right card. But really, he wants him to call run because he's going to be throwing short, or throwing flat. It's a hitch to Moore. Guessed right, 5 in the zone. Oh, it would have been an interception if he had thrown to Cooks. The free safety was doubling Cooks, 3rd and 3. So Nathan sniffed out that he wanted him to call run, called a pass. It just didn't come through. Murray in the backfield. So here's a good guessed right runner. Oh no, he switches it up, goes to Ingram, 2 tights, 2 wides. Ingram's great. Even guessed right and run, he can pick up 3 yards. Got a nice number there on 5 or 6 or 6 or 8, something like that. Nathan responds to 3-3-5.
And he's brought in the stronger pass defending linebackers on both sides, got those zeros out of there.
Yeah, so he uses those zeros for pass rush. So that's when we saw the good pass rush chances because he swapped out the 5s for the higher pass rush guys. But they're all, so he's got a guard against the run, got a guard against the flat. So Ingram's guessed right +3 is on a 6. Max Williams comes into the game and plays with Hawkinson for his run blocking. Off tackle right to Ingram, being keyed, and he loses a yard. Great call by Nathan.
Great call.
It would have been +3 guessed right, so he needed to key. Makes it 4th and 4, excuse me,
Yeah.
and he will bring in the field goal unit. Cairo Santos is into the game. If he goes for it here, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, he would have done no gain, but I think that 4th and 4 makes it a little bit trickier.
Agreed, but I think even if it would have been 4th and 3 or 4th and 2, I still think he might have kicked it. Maybe 4th and 1.
Really? Huh. Either
Just
way,
'cause
that
Nathan's
might be an
Nathan's
enormous play.
Nathan's made some good calls. Okay, so there we go. 17-10. Jets are on top, but the Rams have the ball with a chance to go down and score right before the half. Now the Jets got the ball to start the game, so the Rams will get the ball to start the second half. But again, Nathan needs to stay off those D cards, and he needs to make the right calls. Could easily wind up being a 3 and out, and the Jets get the ball back, right away. You don't want that. Short pass to Ebron, guessed right, +12. Great start to the drive. That's what you want.
Yeah, such a good guest right card there on Mahomes.
Defender X, guessed wrong short pass, but it goes in the D card. You got to stay away from those D cards. Kevin Pierre Lewis's 5 beats the white die 5. Makes a play. 3:36 to go in the half. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 is not a problem for this offense. Gus Edwards guessed wrong for a short gain, or Pat Mahomes guessed wrong or guessed right for a short gain on a short pass. So lots of options. Quick out left to Kittle. There's a 6 there. And it hits Mahomes a -1. So now it's 3rd and 11. Now it's a problem. What is Mahomes on a 12 on a short pass? Incomplete. So that's not a good roll. 12 is not a good number for Mahomes unless you're guessed wrong. Flat short. Ebron in the game as a blocker. 3-3-5. Not showing blitz. Tom's going to let those ratings work for him. Crossing Bender Thielen, covered by 6. Defender X, got to stay off those D cards. He is going to have to punt. 2:42 to go in the half. .58-yard punt down to the 13. A return of 2 by Jakeem Grant. That's our first punt of the day. It's pretty good action in the Super Bowl. You only get 1 punt and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan's going to be hoping for 2 punts because he's got to stop him here. 3-3-5 showing blitz. He's got those zeros in there at outside linebacker. See, is he going to bring the house, or is he just maybe going to pull 2 guys back, hoping that Tom will go deep to Guyton? It's an inside run instead to Murray. Guessed wrong, but there was a man there. It's going to stop him. for a 1-yard gain since the blocking back was not there to make the block. Second and 9. Switches it up to 2 tight, 2 wide. Looking to hit a big number on Dobbins' card. Guessed wrong is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Contrast that with a little card to DJ Moore or Brandon Cooks deep is a dual threat there. Second and 9, 2-minute warning. Quick out right to Evan Ingram. Nobody's there. It's going to be guessed right for only 4 on the quarterback's card. They could have been like plus 20 on the D card. So break there for Nathan. And on 3rd and 5, looks like he's going to go possibly 3 wide. Yes, with McCaffrey in there. We haven't seen him targeted today, I don't believe. $1:30 to go as he let the clock run.
What are you thinking here, Dennis?
I think he's going to go for a short pass, keep the jump off alive. So maybe a short pass to Cooks. What about you? What do you think?
That's what I'm thinking too, but I'm trying to figure out who he's going to throw this to. Oh, wow, he double-teamed Guyton. That was my thought.
So he goes for a short pass to the other guy, DJ Moore, instead of Cooks, and he's going to hit +7. Guessed right, guessed wrong, or doubled.
Mm-hmm.
First and 10 now. Murray in the game. Taking his time. Love to open up a 2-score lead before the half. 3-4 showing blitz. The zeros are in there for pass rush. Inside run draw to Murray. And it's going to pick up 5 thanks to the block. Murray in there again. Goes hurry up, it looks like. Took a timeout after the previous play, and then he converted the 3rd down. Tough to stop. I mean, you're on defense here. You don't want to give up points.
Right.
You don't want to call run to give up a big play, but you don't want to just let him run short gains down the field. Quick out right to Ingram. He brings the house. Nobody's there. If it's on the D card, it's trouble. He does have some sack chances. 40%, 31%, 31%, 28%. Is on the D card, 9 yards. That's trouble, but not too bad.
Right.
Could have been a lot worse.
Used his timeout.
So second timeout, 52 seconds left, approaching midfield.
Gosh, here's the luxury of having Dobbins, too, in a situation like this with only 52 seconds to go. Your inclination is to throw downfield.
Right. You get just a big number running. God, Dobbins gets strong.
Exactly.
Here's the bomb. He's bringing some pressure, and he gets there. 39% chance of a sack. Atachu. Jeremiah Atachu beat, I know I was pronouncing that wrong, beat Shaq Mason. He beat one of the sevens. He had 39% chance. He had some other ones, 21, 24, 39, 35, and 53. So second and 22. That was a huge play.
Huge one. It's 12 yards on top of that. So
that's a key feature. He's not afraid to bring the house when he needs to.
Did he dial up safety blitz there, or was it just a regular?
That was safety blitz. Fly to DJ Moore being double covered. Defender X or plus 27. The white die was a 4. It would have been incomplete anyway. But nice to get that double there. So third and 22. With 22 seconds left. The Rams did not use a timeout after the sack. And so Tom let the clock run. Rams content to get the ball back. They still have all 3 of their timeouts. I would have thought maybe using a timeout there would have been good, but maybe he's worried about Dobbins coming back with a big run to wipe out that second and 22. Mm-hmm. Now it's third and 22. I bet you he goes to Dobbins here. He does. Off tackle, only gets 3.
Yeah.
Now he'll use timeout. But too little too late, unless he gets a shank or blocks it or something.
You almost hate to waste a carry like that. I mean, because only a 2 or a 12 would have helped him there.
So 57-yard net punt. I think you'll let. I think the Rams will take a knee here.
Sure.
With two plays left, because you don't want to waste a premium carry from Gus Edwards. You don't really have one of those guys with the huge numbers on the edges. He's thinking about it anyway. 17-10 as we approach halftime. Oh, he brings in Antonio Gibson. He might have some edges. At least give him one end run. See if he can hit one of those big numbers. Let's see what he's got. Can't really catch a pass. Hey, plus 40 off tackle. Plus 37 linebacker. You're still not getting much. You get a 40-yarder, and you're out to the 46. So that's great and all, but 3-2-6. Tom's maybe having some issues on his side. No, there's the off tackle draw to Gibson, trying to hit that plus 40. He gets 7 yards instead. He'll let the clock run out, or maybe go hurry up or something.
I'll let that go.
Yeah. It's good for the Gibson family. They got to cheer on Antonio getting a carry in the Super Bowl.
They did.
46-yard return. Look at that. The Rams right away. Boston Scott proves his mettle. Seahawk, I traded him Boston Scott for like a second-round pick. I had to give him a fifth as well, but it turned out for me to be Mekhi Becton, and for him, Boston Scott. It's going to be good this year and next year.
Yes.
On to Tyron Johnson. Guess right. One man in zone incomplete. And we got a 3-wide formation here. So look for him to run a little Gus Edwards off tackle. Curl to Cooper Kupp, defender X or plus 13 for once. One of those D guys on the Jets does not hold up. Rashad Breeland's a 5. The white dive is a 6. So 1st and 10 at the 40. That's a sorely needed first down.
Yep.
On the D card for the Rams.
Rashard Breeland, a slacker at 5.
Yeah. Gonna step it up. Still stays with the 3-wide. Tom's responds with a 3-3-5. He will call some run here. Pull that extra DB back. Who's a 5. So maybe a short pass to. Oh, so the extra DB is a 4. Curl to Cooper Kupp. Covered by a 6, but it goes on the receiver reading. I'm sorry. He's covered by a 6. He's covered by Marshawn Lattimore, whereas Thielen is covered by Breeland in this formation. So 1st and 10 at the 28 in field goal range. He needs touchdowns, though. You want to get that score level. 3-3-5, 3-wide. Tom might come back with a double on Tyron Johnson. And Nathan's going to run the ball off tackle. Nope, opposite. He calls run. Instead, it's a short, flat pass to George Kittle. So these guys got me guessing wrong. Both of them. I'm guessed wrong on each side. First and 10 to 15. Edwards in there in a blocking back halfback set now. More standard. He gets a block from his offensive line side tackle, +8 or +3. Andrew Whitworth plays for the Rams in the NFL until he retired and plays for the Rams here in SSFA. 2nd and 2.
Yeah, he has a really good line as well.
There's an defensive nose tackle, -1 or +2. Kenny Clark makes the play. White die was a 4. He's a 5. 3rd and 3. Full house formation inside the 10. Boston Scott, Gus Edwards. Edwards had that last carry, but he wanted it on the offensive card and ran on the D card. A lot of D cards lately, but he's been able to move the ball down the field despite that. He did have the one flat pass on Mahomes' card. So what do you do here? Run it again or try to throw for the end zone?
He's going to throw, and I'll bet you that Tom double teams his 2 receivers, Kittle and Kupp.
He's been targeting Ebron and Edwards out of the backfield too, so I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those guys get the target. It's a pitch out left to Scott. Guessed wrong. Nobody in the zone, but the defensive end makes the play -2 or +3.
Wow.
That is such a tough team to stop
Yeah.
if you land on the T card.
Yep. That's a personnel play.
Well, I think it's too early to think about going for it here.
Mm-hmm.
Containment's back into play from the 10-yard line. So you can't just count on landing on the offensive card. So he's going to bring the field goal in. Kick is up and good, 17-13. So they do get points. It's an effective drive. Hey, Michael, I'm going to have you take over play-by-play for just a little bit. I'll be right back.
No problem. All right, so while Dennis is away, we're in the SSFA Championship game. New York Jets, coached by Tom Cook, facing off against the Los Angeles Rams, and that's Nathan Baylor. Nathan Baylor this year with 14 wins, the #1 team and the #1 seed heading into these finals. But the Jets now have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 25 after letting up a field goal. They're up 17-13. Carr is under center, and that's Melvin Ingram in there. 3 wide set, which we've seen a lot of from Tom today. Defense is double teaming. That's a run for Ingram up the middle, and he's going to pick up 7. That's on Ingram's card. Now 2nd down and 3. So out he goes, and Murray trots into the game. So we've seen Murray, we've seen Ingram, we've seen J.K. Dobbins, and we've seen McCaffrey in this game so far. So we've got a 4-headed monster here for the New York Jets. With their dominating offensive line, great numbers on defense as well, 5s and 6s all over the field. A tough matchup here for the Rams, but they've closed the gap to 4. With the ball at the 22, it's 2nd down and 3. And there's a pickup of 30. As Derek Carr was chased from the pocket and dumps it off to DJ Moore. And that was a nice roll. Boxcars get you 30 on the 0-man end zone. So the pressure wasn't able to get to Carr, dump off. And that was a nice roll for Tom, who now has flipped the field. The ball's at the 38-yard line. So Carr under center. Looking, he's going to flip one. A pickup of 7 on his card. There's another completion to DJ Moore. It's 2nd down and 3. So now they'll change it up into a 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver set. Left guard 5 or 0. Makes the block, 5-yard pickup. It's 1st down and 10. Great line there. That was actually a quarterback sneak for Carr. Now up the middle he goes and move the chains. Ball is now at the 28-yard line. So now we see Melvin Ingram. Not Melvin. My goodness gracious. Mark Ingram. Melvin Ingram is an outside linebacker, defensive end. So Los Angeles floods the flats here. There's a run for Ingram, but he's unable to get around the edge. So on that call, let's make sure we get this right. Well, I didn't see the set. I didn't see the call. So Tom has been running 3 wide, so I believe that's what we just saw there. So Murray was guessed wrong, but he lost the yard on the play because of the white die 1. When you go 3 wide and you roll a 1, it's automatically guessed right. But Tom can do that because he has 6s on that line. They all lose a point and they become 5 run blockers. But 2 out of 3 times on the D card, you're going to get the benefit of a good roll, and probably a sizable gain unless the defense brought somebody up. And that's tough when you're playing in a 3-3-5 set. That's really hard. But back into the 3-3-5. Second down and 11. LA really needs to do their best here to hold them to a field goal to keep this to a 1-score game. Los Angeles bringing a lot of pressure on this play.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool. Pick up a 3. Biggest break on this was a dump-off pass to DJ Clark, a 30-yard pickup.
DJ Moore, right? Yeah.
3rd and 8 now. So huge play here for Los Angeles. Try to keep this to a 1-score game.
Yep. It's proving difficult to beat all those 5 and 6 defenders on defense for the Rams, and it looks like it's getting difficult to stop all the Jets offense with all the 0s and 4s.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 8, though, he brings in the 5s, so as he sees Tom goes with a base set, so looking maybe to run it with Dobbins.
Can he be contained here on any of those linebackers?
He can. Nicholas Moreau's a 5-0-5. So he doesn't want to run at that one. He wants to run over here, but I bet Nathan moves over one of these 4s, Antoine Winfield.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be the cat and mouse here. But if he moves, okay, so he pitch out right. He just keyed Dobbins. He just said, "Forget it, I'm keying him."
Wow, what a great call!
Yeah, it was. I'm not just gonna move a guy over for contain. I'm keying him. So stuffed him there. But Santos is solid from here. 2 through 9 and 12.
What if he hadn't keyed him there? Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. It was on the D.
Yeah, it was on the D. Well, that particular column wouldn't have mattered because he's +2 or -1, even with 0 minute zone. 4th and 9, he needs a 10 or 11 to miss the field goal. Otherwise, it's going to be good. Kick is up. Kick is good. So back to a 7-point lead. I got some weird animation there. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
That out of sync thing. Let's see. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. Are you watching the game on your side too, or are you just okay? There it goes. I was gonna say maybe we missed the kickoff, but no, we're good. 20-13, Jets on top of the Rams. Rams have the ball now. Patrick Mahomes, he's been down before in big games. See how he responds here. By the way, I regret to inform our listeners that Bill Russell, the great NBA player, has passed away. Just got an alert. 88 years old.
Wow.
88 years of age. 9-yard run, guessed wrong. Hey, 88 years, you lived a good life, right?
Yeah, what a class act, too.
2nd and 1. Goes 3 wide. Maybe a sneak from Mahomes here, just to get an easy first down. Quick out left to Kittle. Guessed right. Short gain on Mahomes' card. So he says, forget about the easy first down. I want to get into Jets territory. And there he is. This offense runs great. When you land on Mahomes or Edwards cards or those receivers, that offense hums. But when you land on the D card with all those 5s and 6s, it's a little tough. On 1st and 10 here, he swaps out Akeem Hicks for 0-10. He wants to take advantage of that pass rush. Off tackle left to Edwards. It's a man there, and he's a good one. That's Levante David. makes that play for a 1 yard loss. If he had run to the other side, it would have been a 9 yard gain.
I wonder if Nathan noticed that.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth. That side where David is the strongest run blocking for the Rams. The other side's not bad, and on the other side they have Eric Kendrick. So, he's got good run stuffers on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Now he swaps out Kendricks and brings in Adrian Phillips. 4-4-4-5, better pass rush, not quite as good a run defense. So interesting little substitution pattern. And maybe he's trying to do that to tell Nathan, I'm gonna call blitz. I'm gonna run, get Nathan to make a run, but instead he goes deep. So Nathan reads what he was trying to do, makes the right call, but doesn't get the right roll. You know what I mean? Like he's I'm gonna bring in the defensive end pass rusher, the other inside linebacker with better pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan's going to think I'm going all out blitz, and he'll run the ball. So Tom switches it up, calls run. Nathan read that what he was doing, went deep, got a guessed wrong bomb on Mahomes' card, but just hit the interception split.
Mm-hmm.
So here we got 3rd and 11, 3-3-5, not showing blitz. Tom's been content to stay home, maybe double with the free safety, leave the linebackers where they are. Nathan could do a flat pass to Kittle here. Instead, he goes curled to Cooper Kupp, correctly doubled, incomplete.
Wow.
It was a wide type 5, it would have beaten him too without the double.
Oh.
It's a good call on Tom's part. Nathan's like, where's my dump off? Here is a coffin corner kick. It's going to land at the 12 or 13. And that's where the Jets will take over with a 7-point lead in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Murray in the backfield, 3 wide. He's got the 4 nose tackle in there instead of the 0-8. Inside run to Murray. Guessed wrong. Short game.
Nathan's been all about bend but don't break, but you just wonder how much longer it's going to be before the Jets with a touchdown. You can only hold them up for field goals for so long.
Jets have got to keep pounding the ball on the ground and try to hit those zeros. Maybe even call a few draws here if he catches Nathan blitzing. The stats favor the Jets so far. They have the lead. They've got more first downs. They've got better 3rd down conversion and more yards. Quick out left to Hawkinson. There's a 0 there. Guessed wrong. So that's a good play for the Jets. Picks up 8 on 1st and 10. Second and 2. Ingram in there now against that wall of 6s. Just give it to him up the middle. Make Nathan key.
I think he's content to do that and just keep running clock. Just convert. Move the chains.
It's a low turnover offense. Flare right to Patrick Ricard. Incomplete. That was one of his worst receivers, but he knew he wouldn't be double teamed. And if it was guessed wrong, he would have picked up 10. So not a bad play. It's always good to involve all your targets. Third and 2. He goes with the 0 nose tackle, even though you think maybe he wants Ingram to run so he can key him. tough to stop this. Great flat passer, great short passer, great run, guessed right, guessed wrong runner.
Yeah. Now his 4's back in there.
Okay, he's got the 4 in there. He goes with the 3-3-5 too, so he could double team 2 guys, or he could key. If it lands on the D card and it's a offensive line test, he's gonna make him.
No, no doubt.
Inside run to Ingram. He didn't key. He double teamed 2 guys, and the left guard makes the play. Even if he would have keyed, 2 guys in the zone, that's still +3. That's such a luxury to have when you have all those 6s up front.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10 out to the 40.
I'd be curious to see before the season if these were players he already had, or if he made these.
Oh yeah, he's been building. Yeah, he's been building this team up for quite a while. We'll take a look at that when we get a chance. But he did make more trades or more decisions for the year, I should say. He traded for Latavius Murray last year when he had a good card. So that's part of it. He also made his picks, like I said, or we said earlier, picking up the offensive linebacker, the good pass defender at outside linebacker. I'm a little chatty, and let me see if I can pull up this and look at this while we're talking. So he traded away Ben Jones, offensive lineman to you. Yeah. He picked up Mark Ingram for the good guess right running. Inside run to J.K. Dobbins. Guess wrong. That's going to be a 19-yard run as he had moved the linebacker, and it wouldn't matter if the linebacker was still there. Hit the box on a 3-wide formation. Let's see. He picked up from Nathan. One of the biggest trades of the offseason was the Jets got Marshawn Lattimore and an 8th, and the Rams got a 1st-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and 2 6th-round picks.
Oh, wow.
Obviously worked out well for both teams.
Sure.
He gave up a 3rd for a 504 Kevin Pierre-Louis, outside linebacker. Used that 2nd-round pick on Macau Walker. Sideline left to Cooks, guessed right, and he's going to lose a yard. Just outside of field goal range to make this a 2-score game as we're starting the 4th quarter. He traded a 3rd-round pick for Breland.
He was active, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
none of those involved line except the center.
No,
that he traded
offensive
to me.
line. He's been stocking those guys up for quite a while. He also traded for Akeem Hicks at 5 defensive end, and he traded for Chase Winovich. So Winovich and Atachu. Oh no, he traded away Atachu to the Rams. Curled to DJ Moore. He had to play early in the game. Guessed right, single covered by a 5. Waiting for resolution here on 2nd and 11. It's going to be a 12-yard. Look at that. Derek Carr, rock solid. 20 of 24. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding?
That's getting it done.
Yeah.
Three wide again.
How often has he won the SSFA? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, this would be Tom's 2nd SSFA championship. Let's see. He won in 2010, I believe. Nathan's been in the Super Bowl. He lost the 2010 Super Bowl, but this is his 2nd trip to a Super Bowl. And There's a guess wrong flat pass, taking it down to the 21. Let's see. What am I looking for? Here you go, Jets, Tom. So he won the Super Bowl in 2010. He beat St. Louis. He beat the Rams. They were the St. Louis Rams then. Now they're the Los Angeles Rams. Oh, I think Tom mentioned that in one of his posts on the forum that the last time he won, he faced Nathan in the Super Bowl and won a close game. So Nathan, Tom also made the Super Bowl in 2013, lost to Jay. Second and 1. Quick out left to Hawkinson's. This is far from over, though. There's a nice -2 play. As he had 2 guys in the zone. Miles Jack would have been beaten again with a white die 6. So it's like he's getting it on his card. He's getting the 6s when he needs it. It's some good rolls today for the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Rams need to make a good call here and hope for some bad field goal luck. Murray in the game goes with the 2 tights, 2 wides offensive formation. Nathan's going to respond with, we'll see. We're not sure yet. Last time he's doing the same thing, 3-4 with the 4 nose tackle there. Last time it was Ingram in the game up the middle, and this time it's Murray in the game. So will he key him? Well, he doubled Ingram and Cooks before. I think he's going to run it. I think he's going to play it safe.
Yeah, so. I think he is too. Against those 3 5s. And just be happy to go up by 10.
Right. The last thing he needs is to throw a pick on a correct double team by Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
But, who knows? I mean, he could do anything. Playbook's wide open right here.
Yep.
He could go with the go big, go home. Throw it deep to Hawkinson or Ingram, thinking that all those guys are going to be on the line of scrimmage. He keys Murray. Tom plays it safe, and he gets the block from those big uglies on the offensive line. Shaq Mason, 6, makes the play. Anything on the offensive card would have been stuffed, field goal chance. I would say it looks like 50-50 on the D card.
Yeah.
Because of all those 6s, you got the 7 would have made it. That's +5. The 5 made it. That's +4.
Only the 11 on his offensive rating wouldn't have made it. Well, 10 blocking back never works. But every one of those, if they would have been on his card, he would have made it.
Right.
He needed 3 there, and so the 8 would have gotten it there too. So that's frustrating.
Square out right to DJ Moore, guess right for 5. Second and 5.
That's called being a good drafter.
Yep.
That's frustrating, though. My goodness gracious. Got the key, everything, and literally nothing you could do.
Just make good calls and see what happens.
Can't book 3 linebackers in a zone. There's not enough room.
Well, we've had 3 linebackers in the zone when you get like a look-in pass and the guy's double covered, but it doesn't. There's no way Strat. They don't resolve that. They just leave it at 2 men in the zone. Second and 5. Ingram in the game. Just keep pounding. He's gonna be running. He's got the zeros in there. Maybe go for an all-out blitz. Try to hope for a flat pass sack. If Tom sees all those zeros, knowing he might bring everybody. The car has been fantastic today. 23 of 27. Landing on his own card with regularity. Quick out left to Ingram. There's nobody there.
Nobody there.
Small chance for a sack. He hits the interception split. Brings up 3rd and 5. Imagine that if he had doubled Ingram.
Woo!
That would have been on a flat pass. That would have been a game changer.
It's a 12 too. That could go either way.
That's right. Could have been straight pick, the 12 interception return for touchdown.
Yikes.
3rd and 5 though.
Hmm.
3-3-5. Not showing blitz.
Cars in the shotgun, so they can't run around the end. They can't take advantage of that 5-0.
Look for a run right up the middle of McCaffrey, hoping to land on the D card, and have what the challenge be the center or something like that. Or if there's nobody in the zone, you're going to have like all those things open. The 7 and 8 roll +7 +9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're on it. I think this is another run. Well, what do we got?
He kept Cooks correctly. He went for a flat pass, and it was a wide die 6. That would have been a touchdown in all likelihood without that double team. Good call by Nathan.
Really good call.
So he's down by 10, but he's going to get the ball back. Let's see if he returns the kick. Does have a touchdown there. I think he's going to return it. I think I'm going to crash.
He's going to crash. I was hoping he'd return it.
This could have been a return touchdown, but I'm slow on the draw getting back in there.
When you have time today, I spent a pretty fair amount of time looking at the ratings, and I have 3 quarterbacks in Somifa: Jared Goff, Tua, and Jameis Winston. I think I noticed the craziest card on Jameis Winston. You've got to take it's not a card, but the ratings are pretty much showing what this card is going to be.
Here's a guess wrong bomb, 29 yards. That would have been 29 yards right, wrong, or doubled. So now he's in there
already. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you what I do in my ratings, because I know you were asking about moving columns around. I move the columns around. So I put like the hits here. So you have I move over the flat pass right, flat pass wrong, short pass right, short pass wrong. So you can tell like Aaron Rodgers is 21, 25, 18, 30, 8, 17, and he has 5 must runs. Anyway, here's the short gain on a crossing pattern to Eric Ebron, and his Kevin Pierre-Lewis's 5 is beaten by the white die 6. Suddenly it's 1st and 10 to 26. So he's going to cut that 10-point lead, hopefully to 3, at least to 7, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, you'd think. Off tackle right, there's a guy there. He keeps running the wrong side. This time it was the side that Eric Kendricks was plugging. If he would have gone the other way, it would have been 11 yards. So Tom's plugging correctly. Nathan not using the draw because Tom's been calling run, so makes it tough. 2nd and 7. 8:42 to go. We're midway through the 4th quarter of this 2020 SSFA championship game. Edwards has still not run out of carries. We haven't seen much of Boston Scott. He's got 4 unfatigued carries left. I bet you we will see Boston Scott sooner rather than later on this drive or the next. Crossing pattern to Thielen, covered by 6, defender X. Got to stay off the D card.
Yeah.
What can you do? And there's lots of receiver readings there. It's an average pass D card, but he keeps landing on the defender X on 2 or 4 or 7.
He's hoping for a dump off too and just not getting that roll.
Right. So 3rd and 7, big play here. Tyron Johnson covered by a 4. Kupp covered by a 5. Ebron covered by a 5. Kittle and Thielen covered by 6s. Maybe a flat pass to Kittle here?
He's tried that a couple of times.
Oh, maybe he goes deep to Johnson. Curl to Cup, covered by a 5, guessed right. 4-minute zone, and this time the white die 6 beats Cup's defender. Bashad Breeland again got beaten by the white die.
Mm-hmm. It's twice.
So 1st and 10 at the 12. 7:48 to go. $12 yards away from the end zone. Maybe a draw here to open things up. He's keying Edwards. He's going that way. He gets 2 yards. If he had gone the other way, plus 11.
Oh, wow. It's just flip back and forth. He finally decides to go to that side like you suggested.
Tom is plugging well. Now we see Boston Scott. Edwards down to 3 unfatigued carries left. So we're going to get Scott in the game. He can go for 4 more. So you're going to get 7 more runs out of Edwards the rest of the day, I bet. Second and 8. And interesting enough, he doesn't have Cup in the game. He has Tyron Johnson in the game. Usually inside the 10, he goes to Cup. But maybe at the 10, he wants, I don't know.
I don't know why he would do that.
Crossing pattern to Thielen, guessed wrong on Mahomes' card. He stays away from the D card. The 9 on the D card would have been trouble. And he gets the touchdown. It's going to be a 23-20 game. 6:54 to go.
That only took 4 minutes.
So he needs to get a stop here, get the ball back. We could be set up for an exciting. Even if he gives up a field goal here, get the ball back with a chance to win. That's some good entertainment here on a Sunday afternoon.
Sure.
Jay, what's up, Jay? Oh, device is not connected. Oh, okay. I thought we had. It just occurred to me. I haven't checked the broadcast for a while. See if anybody else is back there. Jay's just listening in, maybe.
Hey, Dennis, I'm here, bud.
All right, cool. So here we go. We're coming down to the wire. When did you join? I'm sorry I didn't add you in earlier. You should have texted me.
No. Just seconds ago, pal. Just seconds ago.
Oh, perfect. Perfect timing. Okay. Nathan says Carr's hands look slippery. So these guys have been chatting free and easy back and forth during the game. I get too nervous. I like to just concentrate on the game. I don't want to be having any stand-up comedy hour going on while I'm playing. But these guys are good with it. Inside run to Ingram, guessed wrong. Nobody there. It's a 0. Gets 4. Derek Carr did have a snap fumble earlier in the game. He has a 6.8 rating. Nathan hoping to get another one of those. Really, he just wants to stop. Have the Jets punted today? I really don't remember a punt by the Jets.
Don't remember one.
They did have a punt. They had 2 punts. Inside one of them was both of them inside the 20. So it is possible to get this offense stopped. Nathan's still on the snap fumble. It was a random 938 against 6.8. J.K. Dobbins in there on 2nd and 6. The 4 nose tackle. Again, these are the little tells they're going back and forth with each other. Does that mean he's going to call run against Dobbins? Or does that just mean he wants Tom to think he's going to call run? It is a run to Dobbins. Offensive onside end +5 or +0. He was 3 wide. So DJ Moore is not able to make the block. 3rd and 6.
Boy, that's a big miss. Keep you out, put you in that run contain.
Yeah, and he does have a 6 tight end, but Max Williams will only come in the game in certain situations. So even the other way, if he would have run it towards Ingram or Hawkinson, whoever he had in the game, in that 3 wide set, it wouldn't have made the play either. So he goes 2 tights, 2 wides here on 3rd and 6. And remember, Ingram has, or not Ingram, but the outside linebacker over there next to Ingram is a 0 against the run. With Tavius Murray in the game, maybe he's, well, you wouldn't want to use Murray on an end run here.
Right.
But maybe he's going to go up the middle off tackle linebacker and try to use those run ratings of the offensive line. Fake offense versus fake defense, Tom says. Meaning, I'm showing you this to get you to think I'm going to run, but I'm really going to pass. And you're showing me this with the 4 nose tackle, thinking you're going to call run, but you're really going to call pass. I don't know. Tom
So
said,
clearly the poison is in your goblet.
Yeah.
exactly. Never mess with somebody from Queens when death is on the line.
I don't know if I'm Nathan. I think I'm putting duct tape on the bottom right hand of the screen, so I'm not seeing any of these comments. I'm just playing the game.
Yeah, I like to just play the game, but if they're having fun, that's all that matters.
Which is right, and that's fine. But I don't get to this kind of level of championship very often.
Nathan says Jedi mind tricks won't work on me. Off tackle left. Michael's instincts was right. You should have called run, but he still stuffs him. He had a successful contain. It was 6. I think he had the free safety there. So he had Antoine Winfield. Yeah. He brought the free safety down for containment, and that made all the difference in the world because it was a white die 3. But, of course, even without containment, it would have set up 4th and 1. 4th and 3, he's going for it.
This is huge.
Go big or go home. My goodness. I don't think even I would have gone for it here. Punt and let that defense work for you.
I think you'd have gone for it, buddy. You'd have gone for it. You the man are going for it.
With all those 5s and 6s on defense, what do you got those guys for? Let them do their job.
He's got all those 6s on the front line too.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, would you have gone for it?
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm conservative. You know me. I play pretty tight.
So this time he goes with the 4 nose tackle 3-3-5. We've seen this twice. The first time he keyed, it was a pass. The second time he doubled, it was a run. The third time he doubled, it was a run.
It's only is it a 2-yard hit on the flat pass on the defensive card around the 6 there? I think that leaves it short, right?
Let's take a look at it. I think it's +3. So if he hits the flat pass guard,
on 3. Okay, that's
3,
a big deal.
It is a big deal. I think he's running it though. He's just gonna pound it up the middle. But he's done that twice in a row, so maybe it is
right. That blows that card up.
Yeah.
These guest rights and these sets, unless you're Mark Ingram, they're just not good.
How about a flat pass to Hawkinson, who's got the double team connection? Sideline left to Cooks, nobody there. And that's a first down.
Wow.
Even he would have had to double him. He would have had to double Cooks to stop that. So 1st and 10. Now that going for it doesn't win you the game.
No, but it sure helps.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Give Tom credit, boy. Inside your 40, right? It's at your 35. That's
he came here to win. He didn't just come here to play.
Yeah.
Inside run to Dobbins. Guess wrong. He's doubling Guyton. Figuring if he's going to go big, he's going to go deep. But instead he switches it up and runs it up the middle. Gets the block from the right guard.
How many totes does Ingram have left?
Ingram, he hasn't used Ingram a ton, so he's got 7 left. He's mostly been using Dobbins and Murray.
This is a good spot for Ingram because he's so good guess right.
Yeah, he has that +3 on 6 on an end run guess right.
How about Melvin Ingram getting a 6 in this card set?
Yeah, for the Chiefs, right?
Yeah. Crazy.
Joined them halfway through the year?
Yeah. Okay.
Inside run to Ingram, guess right. Stuffed, 0 yards.
Yeah. Lots of good results there, but that's not one of them. If he gets stopped here, he's got to go for it on 4th and 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're in for a penny, in for a pound. You're kind of pot committed at that point.
That said, you could punt it from there and really give them a lot of field to work with without a whole lot of time.
But that offense, maybe you don't want to take a chance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't want to give the ball back to Mahomes. This is 4 down.
No. 3rd and 3.
Here comes another flat pass.
Well, he went 3-3-5 again. The 4 nose tackles in there. Tom might just say, hey, now it's time to run it behind those big boys. It's a quick slant. It's an incorrect call.
Ooh, double stuffed.
He had 2 guys in the zone. So
But found his card.
yeah. D card would have been good for Nathan. O card good for Tom.
Turned it into a 50-50 ball.
Yep. So 1st and 10 at the 41. Again, you kind of, if you're Nathan, you're almost at the point where you want to take chances because, get him to where he can kick a field goal as an option, and you get the ball back with under 2 minutes, but only down 6 instead of down 10.
Right.
What you don't want is for him to use up all the time and just knee it out at the very end.
Yep. Tom doesn't need touchdowns. He just needs first downs.
Oh, he goes big. Why
did touchdown? Not first down.
Jason Verrett makes a play. A white die 6 would have pretty much got him in the end zone.
Ended it. Would have ended this game.
Well, you never say never in Strat, but yeah.
Yeah. Was that guess right or wrong there?
That was guessed wrong, I believe.
So, flat pass or a short pass, he's probably smiling.
Yep. And we're also at the point where, hey, if he is able to get 2 more stops here where it's 4th and long, he could get the ball back only down field goal. I mean, we're not necessarily giving Tom any points yet.
Granted, you're probably looking at a short or long field where you'd see a short punt. Yeah,
button hook correctly double teamed button hook, and instead of could have lost yards the other way, but I don't know if Nathan would rather lose the yards or save the time, because now it's incomplete, means 2:06 to go. That was a great call. It was a white die 5. It would have been a bailout roll anyway, but still 3rd and 10. He needs one more great call here.
So you can either go down the field, short pass, or you can run the ball and then try your 4th down strategy, right? 4th and short. The 3 wides and shotguns. It's McCaffrey. I don't know McCaffrey's line bucks. Do you have much to work with there?
Not really. He has a couple of like a +9 on 10 or something like that, but no short gains. He's in there for his
yeah. He's passing all the way.
All the way.
And Nathan's not showing blitz, so he doesn't want to give up maybe the bomb or not let Tom throw without worrying about double teams. I'm thinking a short pass to McCaffrey here. Yeah. Or flat pass to McCaffrey here. Let's see.
He's doubling it.
Yeah, look at that. Well, he's not doubling. I'm doing that.
Oh, you did that.
So it's a flight of more, covered by 5.
One big.
And he gets it.
Oh, wow.
Derek Carr. Derek Carr has been money today. Absolutely incredible. 26 of 34 for 283.
You feel it. You feel it. That's going to be tough on Nathan now, right? You're down to 2 timeouts. You're going to be inside it. It's
even
the game's not over, but that was a big body blow.
Yeah, it was. The even double team that was +29.
Yeah,
even if you're free safety blitzing, it was a 1X.
The X. Yeah.
Guessed wrong, short pass to Moore.
Yeah.
This could pretty much end it. Touchdown here if he hits it.
Oh, and he missed it. Save the timeout for
Save the
Nate.
timeout. That's exactly right.
He's got 2 timeouts left. Again, if he somehow stops on the next 2, Tom will go for a field goal. Probably, you never know. He's
His Cooks maxed out short.
He is, yes. So that would have been a touchdown to Cooks.
It's, as I always say, it's a lot easier game if you know what the die roll is ahead of time, right?
Exactly. Not showing blitz here because I would think a sack here would be huge, but he's been on Tom a lot on these calls. Maybe he's thinking he's going to call run here. It's so tough to do when you know like a flat pass wrong is going to kill you. He does call run. He makes the bold call. He'll use his timeout here. So 3rd and 8 at the 10.
And obviously that doesn't help you if you're passing the ball. Right at that 11, that just
interception split there.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So 3rd and 8. All out blitz here if you're the defense. Flat pass or run here if you're the offense. That's I don't know. Okay, he goes 2 tights, 2 wide. So what do you do on defense here, Jay? Knowing you got Dobbins with all those short gains get strong.
See, I'm struggling with this current set. I mean, I like to play coverage, but Nathan he's playing and I'm not. Nathan's much more aggressive at bringing his linebackers. So he's playing. I'm not. I can't stop anybody anymore at the modern game. So I tend to play coverage, but anyway.
I'm going all out blitz. And it looks like Nathan's going to do the same because if you hit Dobbins' card, you hit the short gain, fair enough. But Carr has been the story of the game. Carr has been, so good. You don't want to give him a free shot without at least the threat of the blitz. And you get a sack, fumble. That could be a game changer.
Would Tom stay underneath, throw some sort of flatter look in?
Tom's going to run. Tom's going to try to use those 6 big boys or hit a short game. That's my thinking. He'll run an off tackle draw. That's what I'm predicting. And Nathan will be bringing the house. Michael, you want to throw a prediction in here?
I think he's throwing here. I think he's throwing. I think he's going to go to one of his 2 wideouts.
Off tackle left to Dobbins. He didn't use a draw, though. There's a man in the zone. Offensive card, my card, your card. Not quite 50-50, but look out for those short gains. He gets the +6. If he had run a draw, that's first down. It's 4th and 2. 4th and 2 with no timeouts left for the Rams.
Yeah,
he's going to
kicking.
Yeah, you'd almost think he would go for it here.
Yeah. With those hammers up front, because even if you don't get it, you got them buried at the 5-yard line and no timeouts.
I agree.
All right.
But, now he's it's still. I mean, a field goal doesn't. Obviously, now the field goal doesn't help the Rams. So it's touchdown or nothing. No timeouts.
So a minute 30, got to go 75 yards. Hey, Jay, does that look like John Candy up in the stands?
Hey, thanks a lot. Yeah. Why don't you just give me a cut and pour lemon juice in it?
I don't know. Did you know Jay's a Bengals fan, or did you just remember that from the
He
Super Bowl?
knows I'm a Bengals fan.
little dig there, but that is the kind of attitude that Mahomes needs to have right now. They're still chitter-chattering. Defense. Tom wants quarterback injuries. Nathan says my defense looks like we are playing with injuries. They held up decently, says Tom. So
sure,
they got the banter going on.
So we've seen Mahomes get him in someone in field goal range with 15 seconds left in 2 plays, something like that. Just ask Buffalo.
Yeah, they need more than a field goal, though. That's going to be tough. 75 yards and 130.
Yep, indeed.
I had a game in autumn wind. Mahomes was my quarterback. 8 seconds to go. Same situation. Ball here. at the 25 hit Rashad Perriman for a 75-yard touchdown pass ball game.
Mahomes' long pass hits are 8 and 9, right? There it is.
Oh, wait. 48-yard hit on the bomb to Tyron Johnson. Look at that. Oh, my stars and garters.
Gosh.
That just changes the equation entirely.
I don't think you spike it. You just hurry up. You got all the time you need. I don't even, he might have just taken the full 30 seconds. Yeah.
Dennis, I don't think I'm sticking around for the post-game interview either way.
Just too nervous or what?
I don't want to know how this ends. This is crazy just watching this.
I only put two guys back there. It wouldn't have made a difference. Tom knows that. You got Gus Edwards in here. You got 3 unfatigued carries left. You got Mahomes, the short pass card. You don't have any timeouts, but you got a minute left. So, are you going to run it or are you going to throw it?
All due respect, buddy, it's not real profound.
It is not, but it makes a difference because when you run the ball, you go hurry up. You're using up more time than if you throw it and you get out of bounds. Exactly. So he did go up the middle, and I think that's the right call. 37 seconds left. I think you run it again, short gain. Now the onus is on Tom. Are you going to call a run here? 15 yards away from pay dirt. Now I think Tom might call run. So if I'm Nathan, I'm going flat to Kittle. Try to hit that flat pass on Mahomes' card, which is the least likely chance. Is your offense any good in these spots? I think it could be. All right, 1st and 10.
Such a big play to be able to be balanced, right? You can call run, you can run the ball, you can pass. Now, the fact that Gus Bus is only a between the tackles guy hurts him a bit.
But is he? Doesn't he? He doesn't have anything in the end.
I think he's.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. The short gains, off tackle is the column you want in this spot.
Yeah.
You don't even want the line book right now.
Mm-hmm.
Another off tackle, he called run 3 yards. A pass there would have been,
that's going to burn up a lot of time.
Exactly. So that's really the key about the run pass thing.
Now, obviously, 11 doesn't help you on Mahomes' card, but what was it gets wrong there, Dennis?
That was the +9 roll, isn't it? Oh, no, +25.
That's one's game over.
Okay, so did he spike it here, or is he going to go hurry? He got to spike it, right?
Yeah,
but then
you spike it.
No, he went hurry up.
But if you spike it, you
your run
contain. Yeah, you get contained against Levante David. So he went. I don't know what he did.
Oh, he went hurry up.
He went hurry up. So it keeps him out of contain. Gosh, you almost want Boston Scott there for the end runs to get out of bounds at times. But short pass to Ebron here. Try to win it on Mahomes.
Yeah, you gotta. You don't want to leave your putt short, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even a short pass to Gus Edwards. Gus Bus can catch a short pass. Covered by a 6, though. But everybody here is covered by a 6. Kittle's covered by a 6. Thielen's covered by a 6. Edwards covered by a 6. Down now to Edwards. He's double teaming Edwards. Oh, look at that. That 6 makes the play. 3rd and 7, 8 seconds left. You got to throw it here. There's no way you can run it and just leave it there.
Yeah, you only need one linebacker in there for your run contain, so you don't want to do that.
What does Mahomes' short pass card look like? Can you look at that real quick?
I know it's a whole lot better guess wrong than guess right. It's good guess right, but it's amazing guess wrong.
Yeah, so you want to avoid the 7.
Yeah.
You need to get the 6, the 9, or the 10.
The 7, you need to get out of bounds with it, obviously, right?
Right.
So that turns into a 50-50, but
no, less than 50. It turns into a 30% chance because remember, you only get it on an even number.
True.
And if you land it on the home card, you got 2.
That's only coming on a 2. Good point.
I honestly think they should change that and make that a separate role.
I don't disagree with that.
It's 50-50, but it's 50-50, each time, not based on what happened with the
I actually like it on odds, to be honest. It's easy to remember, odd man out, right? Odd man out, and then you feel like you have a little more control with the offensive cards. The offense is sort of dictating the play, but yeah, either way, I don't disagree.
Okay, so if it hits a receiver reading, you want to get in the end zone.
Yeah, I wonder if he's looking at his receivers just to make sure you don't see a lot of 10s and 11s.
3-3-5 showing blitz. Obviously, the dump off is off the table now with 8 seconds to go. He wants to put a little pass rush pressure. Make him think about don't throw it to Ebron because I'm bringing the free safety, possibly. Crossing pattern to Tyron Johnson, covered by 4. Guessed right. And the free safety is coming. It's a sniper scope. Touchdown. It's going to depend on the extra point here. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl if Mason Crosby can kick this through the uprights. It was a 1X. Showing free safety blitz is going to be a decision that Tom regrets on that. As we know, Tyron Johnson has the yardage, but not the hits.
Got it.
But that's it. He got it. It's up and good. And the Rams are going to win this SSFA Super Bowl, one of the best Super Bowls that I can remember. What a fantastic job.
My goodness.
Congratulations, Nathan. Wow. Congratulations, Tom. Amazing game.
What a game. What a finish. Game on the line. He goes to the only guy covered by a 4. If he wasn't showing blitz, maybe he wouldn't do that because he's thinking he's going to double team him. It was a fantastic game. Great calls on both sides. 2 great teams. Stupid X. At least without the 1X, it gives him a chance for a sack. Okay, so let's see if we can get these guys in here for the post-game interview. I'm going to leave that.
Dennis, enjoyed sitting in with you, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and climb out, but well done. You did a great job. Congratulations, guys.
Hey, Jay. Nice to hear from everybody. You take care.
All right, see you, Mike. Take care, bud.
All right, so let's get these guys on here so they can tell us what was going on in their head. Here's got Nathan, and let's add Tom. What a game. What a game, you two. That was just incredible. Walk us through that last drive. I don't know, Nathan, Tom, who wants to start?
Who won? Did I miss anything? Who won the game?
Look at all this chit-chatting during the game, and you're like you're speechless here. Now, tell us what you were thinking. I know the last play you regret showing blitz, but you had done a great job.
Why would I regret showing blitz?
Well, because the 1X prevented you from stopping that.
You want me to stand there? You want me to stand there and double team you guys against Mahomes and hope I get it right?
I would have done the same thing.
Mahomes. I was facing. I was facing 15 seconds left. Third down. I was 15 seconds. He had 3 shots.
Well, the thing is, if you double, if you double and you're right, I get another shot at it. If you sack me, it's over.
Okay, I didn't think of that part, but I knew if I sacked you across the yard, it changes dramatically, right? If I sack you in the short pass, then the equation. I forget how that ended. Did you have 3 shots from the 15 or 3 shots from the 12?
I was at the
You had the
15,
12.
I believe, on first down. I ran off tackle, and you called run, which would have ended the game there if you didn't do that.
Yeah,
Or at
plus
least it would have
25.
started
I was
for me.
wrong. Yeah, that's right. So you had 2nd and 7 from the 12. 15 seconds left. So you had 3 shots at short pass from Mahomes to the end zone, short pass right, and I'm like, I'm going to stop him 3 times in a row. Like
Well,
that was
the thing about doubling too is, I agree with you. I would have blitzed, and once I saw you showing it, I was pretty sure you were gonna. I was like, oh crap! But I just said, screw it. I'm throwing to the 4. I'm throwing to the guy that made the big completion.
Right. Did that now? If you would not have shown blitz, or if Tom had not shown blitz, Nathan, would you have picked a different target, thinking he was double teaming them?
Maybe I might have still thrown it there just because I felt lucky throwing to him. I also felt, I mean, Tom's a good coach. He's not just going to always double the guy with the 4 on him. You know, he's doubling a lot of different guys, especially on third downs. He's got me, quite a few times. And like if I throw it a Cup and he catches it for 10 or 11 yards, or if I throw it to, there's quite a few guys where their catches
short.
are short.
Ebron could be short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while Tyron Johnson doesn't catch as many, he at least when he catches it gets in there. So I said, screw it, I'll throw it to him. And
just like DJ
if he
Moore.
sacks me, it's over. If not, at least I got another play, and I got a pretty good chance at least if I don't get sacked. But what are you gonna do? I mean, you're up against Mahomes, and
What do you think of Derek Carr's running ability?
2 plays to go.
Nathan.
Yeah.
I said, what did you think of Derek Carr's running ability?
Oh, he's pretty good to end up with.
That was a great game, man. Amazing game.
Yeah.
I thought I had you.
I was really impressed when you went for it on 4th and 3 at your own 34. I was oh man, it's not what I wanted to do here.
What am I gonna do?
No, I loved it. I mean, I hated it on my side of the ball. I wanted the ball down 3.
Yeah. It was like, I was just like, my offense is playing pretty well tonight in terms of moving the ball. I'm looking at it here. I thought about it when I made the comment about you said your defense looked like you all playing with injuries, and I was like, I looked at the score, but I was like 26 points. In my head, I was like, wait a minute, that's like 4 field goals. So I'm like, okay, I must have been kicking even more field goals than I realized.
Well, your time of possession was pretty good, 35-24 there.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're a big play offense. But the offense is playing well, and it's like 4th and 3, and I just was feeling like my defense had done a really good job, but you know what I'm saying? Like they had done a really good job, but like Mahomes was coming, and you were, it's like to bank on that. It just didn't feel like the way I wanted to do it, and it's like I felt like if I convert that first down, I felt like to be honest, I feel like if I go down there and score at all, I've got a good chance. Because if you need the touchdown with my defense, I think I had a decent chance of stopping you. Now, don't get me wrong. I wanted a touchdown. Touchdown wins the game for me, okay?
Well, that's why you throw the bomb against a run call with 0 guys. I mean, I got really lucky on that play, too.
Yeah, but you had, on the other end, on offense, you had numerous bombs situations that could have converted and you were hitting. So, it was the short pass wrong is really, I was like, come on. Because because all year long, I swear to God, I've got, I've got DJ Moore in all of my leagues, which, as you may have heard, is now down to 2 probably. Have you heard that, Nathan?
I saw something. Is that your choice?
That is a long story, and I probably shouldn't. I should probably wait until to see if Larry responds to my recent email. But
he won't watch this. Somebody might tell him to watch it, but he's not going to watch it.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, people.
We can talk about it later. It's probably not.
But what happened was I accepted an invitation back, right?
Sure.
On July 22nd, and it's only 9 days. Only 9 days ago, I sent my invitation back on July 22nd. Then this past Tuesday, but I've been going back and forth because I went playing 2 fall leagues, but for various reasons, I was going back and forth on whether or not I should cut back on more strat. Part of that is my computer setup is not as good as it used to be, right? I used to operate my computer with my disability at about 97, 98% as well as someone who could use their hands. But the product I was using was discontinued a few years ago. The last one that I had finally died of me last fall. And the replacement I have, I operate maybe 80% efficiency or 82% efficiency if someone could use their hands at best. So it's a lot harder to do things, including playing strat, including draft prep. Everything is a lot harder. Okay, enough so that like it crosses the line from strat being an easy escape recreation to sometimes to being more of a pain in the ass. To be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that was on my mind. And also my interest had lessened in the last year and a half. Partly, I think, because of the computer situation, though. I think if my computer situation was like it was before, I would be just as into everything. And I'm into it now. I mean, this game, of course, I was very much into it in this post-game show. But in general, 365 like it was before.
Yeah.
I would be into it probably more than I generally am right now if I had my old computer setup. So that was on my mind. And on Tuesday, the 26th, that's 5 days ago, I emailed Larry and said, Larry, I'm thinking about leaving. I'm reconsidering staying, and then I emailed him 3 minutes later and I said, no, I forget about it. I will stay. Okay. Then I emailed him again, like that afternoon, because I'm really going back and forth on it. Because I take my commitment seriously. I'm going to commit. So I was going back and forth on it. Then I emailed him like that afternoon and I was like, I forget the timeline, but I emailed him like that afternoon. And I was like, yeah, you know what, Larry, I'm definitely out. And I told him about all the computer stuff, the problems I have with my adaptive disability equipment. Okay. Then the next morning, I woke up and I was like, you know what, I really don't want to leave Autumn Wind. My team is finally got kind of decent a little bit. The defense is kind of coming along. Got all the draft picks.
You got Baker Mayfield.
Thanks. Let me email Larry. I got the defensive matters over there. Let me email Larry back and tell him, no, I'm definitely in 100%. I promise to play. So this is the next morning. It was 19 hours later, okay? I emailed him that morning. I said, Larry, you know what? I thought about things more, and, I decided I definitely can play this year. My home attendance schedule has changed a little bit. There's a couple of nights a week I can play. I definitely want to play. I promise I'm not changing my mind again. I'm ready to commit to the whole year. I hope it's not too late. Tell me where to send my dues. This is only 19 hours later, okay? And he said no. He said I resigned.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a little tangent. Let's get back real quick on that.
No, now we're not about that.
Drive before the drive. The drive before the drive. Tom goes for it. 4th down and short in his own end.
4th and 3, not that short. 4th and 3 at my own 34.
Yeah, 4th and 3 is that's a big number.
We saw 2 times that. Well, 3 times that happened earlier in the game in a similar situation. The first time, I think Nathan keyed, Tom passed. The next 2 times, Nathan double teamed and Tom ran. So that was the 4th time we're in a spot like that. What were you thinking there? If you would have double teamed the guy, you would have stopped it. But Tom, were you thinking about running it? Behind that wall.
Yeah, but it's funny. Like one thing about strat, I think I talked about not being as interested the last year and a half, and I think part of it is some of the limitations of the game because at the end of the day, you've only got 2 options: running, pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's I'm always considering one of the 2 options available to me. Should I run or should I pass? Right? That's like the first thing that you think of. But I think I felt pretty good about I'm going to go for it and I'll make this. And I think I have a tendency to run a lot in those situations with this team. And I know Nathan probably watching those playoff games. Well, it was the championship game program was there. And I just was feeling good about. Carr was hot with the flat passing. I felt like I was getting at least 4 or 5 yards all the time, right, Nathan, on the flat passing.
Carr was killing it. I mean, you did not seem to roll on the D card when I had the 5s out there very often, unless I'm just selective memory possibly. But I feel
Oh
like
yeah, no,
there may
yeah,
have been a couple decent plays for me, but there was also like a couple 6 rolls, so I felt
yeah,
like there was a lot on Carr's card.
yeah. I think I was hitting a lot of Carr's card, and I felt like flat pass right. I was getting like 5 yards, I was getting completions for at least 4 or 5 yards like every time, and so I at times I like Carr has annoyed me since I've had like his short pass wrong, like in the playoffs against Dan Moore a year or 2 or 3 ago, whatever. I had a short pass wrong. It was second and goal at the 8 with like 30 seconds left, and I needed a touchdown to win, and I had a short pass wrong with Carr. It was incomplete. I think Charles Tillman as a 4, I think, made the play. So whatever that was. So somebody was a 4. It was Charles Tillman. You can't have been a couple years ago. Maybe somebody else. Somebody who was a 4 made the play, but so and Carr just like this whole year, and it came a bit late in this game. Although the luck in this game, I thought was probably slightly more in my favor because Nathan had some key spots. I thought where like he would get a -1 here or an incomplete there, or something where like it really hurt him. And I really didn't experience that with my offense. I feel like until the short pass wrong at the end, which would have basically won the game when DJ Moore dropped it. But I felt like you had 4 or 5 of those types of plays, whereas I only had maybe that one. Is that your view about the luck in the game, Nathan?
I honestly didn't really feel that either one of us was exceedingly lucky compared to the other one.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I don't even know if I could pick, honestly, who was more or less lucky. I mean, I had some plays for sure, a double team bomb, the fact that I was able to throw so many passes without really running into your ratings all that much was a big deal.
Okay, so the luck was pretty even on both sides, but let me ask you this. So you go for it on 4th down, you convert. You get down to inside the 10. You come up with that run. If you would have run a draw there, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, Nathan had a man in the zone. It came out to 4th and 2 at the 3-yard line.
At the 4-yard line.
The 4-yard line. No, I think it was 3 or 4. It doesn't matter.
It was at the 4. I remember it very, very well.
Any thought of going for it on 4th and 2 at the 4-yard line?
Like I said, the game. There's only so many options you have in the game. So like the simple fundamental, like staring you in the face option is always going to cross your mind briefly. But I already knew that I was not planning on going for the 4th down. I already knew that I had said, I'm going to make him burn his last time out. Maybe I get lucky with like a short game at Dobbins card that breaks containment or whatever. I'm going to kick the field goal. I'm going to make him have 90 seconds, no timeouts, and he has to get a touchdown. My defense is playing pretty well. He's going to be, he's going to be throwing downfield against, 6s and stuff like that. And I've got options to double team his 4 and 5. And if I double team the 4, he only has one guy to even come by a 5 that can get down the field because Ebron can't get down the field really. And I said, no, that's the way I'm going to try and win this game, which is not the way in this rule set and the modern game. Even though you're facing Mahomes, it's not the way you really want to try to win it. But it was really more of a factor of not trusting Derek Carr to a degree, because he played a good game and he came through with a lot of short pass rights. Nathan, which he is not always the best at with me this year. He gave a lot of short pass rights. I kept hitting at 7 for +12, so I was feeling good about Carr overall in the game. But on the 3rd down, Dennis, on the 3rd and it was 3rd and 10. On the 3rd and 10 from the 12, I did not trust. I said, Dennis, I've had problems in the playoffs where I get aggressive, right? Short pass, 4 men in the red zone, picked off, I lose. I've seen that so many times. There was that regular season game I had against you. I didn't like when Andrew Luck was still playing, when he got the 2 pick-6s on me. And it was like 4th quarter. It's like if I'd been more conservative and taken the field goal, like I was already up by 7 or whatever. And I was like, I just feel like I'm up by a field goal. You know, if I don't get points here, I mean, I feel like I'm up by a field goal. I did not want to throw a short pass with Derek Carr into the 4 men. If someone else's name was on that card, like Justin Herbert's name was on that card, I might have thrown the short pass. But Carr just, you know, like he's okay for me. He's pretty decent for me, but I don't have the confidence in him like I've had with other quarterback cards or other quarterbacks.
I get that. I totally get that. And I thought,
go ahead.
Well, I thought you were thinking the same thing, but why not call a draw there? Because if you're going to run it, it doesn't matter if he calls run. I mean, a slightly more increased chance of a fumble, but you know, he was showing that he was going to
I'll lose the short game on Dobbins on 4. I guess, right?
That's a good point. Good point.
So and also to be honest, I wasn't thinking that deeply. I guess about draw versus non-draw. I just know that I have run a fair amount in these types of situations. People watch the playoffs have seen me do it. People have called me on it, so I'm getting away from that to a degree. So I thought it was possible Nathan might call run.
I definitely thought about it. I mean, I called it earlier in the game. I called it in my playoff against Dennis on a similar distance, I want to say.
Yeah, and also
you lose all your blockers on the D card if I call run.
Right.
Say what?
Right.
Say what?
Yeah, if it would have been 2
men
minutes
in zone if I call run. So
right, only put one guy there. So those are all good points.
Also, Dennis, my field goal is 2-11 from the 12 and in, and it's worse. It's 2-10 for the 13 to 22. So I didn't want to lose it. So if I lost any yardage there at all, if I run a draw and he gets it and I lose a yard or two, I have that little extra loss on the field goal chance. Instead of 2-11 from the 12 and in, it's 2-10.
Got it. Fantastic insight on there. I didn't think about those things. I was just thinking, call that draw, you get the first down, but it's easy to make those kind of decisions when you already know what the dice roll is going to be.
Well, the funny thing is too, you're talking about 4th and 2. That's one of the few places down in the goal line, like inside the 10, where my defense is a lot better than they are.
Absolutely.
On the field.
Yeah.
Your offense, because you're such a strong flat passer and runner with especially if you don't have 1 or 2 linebackers in zone, you're a lot better too. So you're worse in there because of just the extra linebackers, but also your pass blocking versus my pass rush is not a very good matchup at all. So
got it.
But I know that you can be fairly tough in the short yardage, like down in the goal line, like in a non-flat passing situation. It's really down by the goal line. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't go for 2. Actually, my first touchdown, I was thinking about going for the 2, which would have changed the complexion of the whole game, right? Whether I make it or miss it. But I did that. No, I was happy with the way I coached. I was very happy with the game I coached. It was 2 really good teams. I mean, I think Nathan has done a tremendous job kind of perfecting his system and like figuring out getting by and playing decent enough defense or even good defense without a lot of numbers. He's throwing a couple of zeros out there and outside linebackers a lot of the time and stuff like that. When I saw that your defensive line was 0-0-0, and I looked at the 3-4 off tackle column with my 6s nerfed down to 5s, I was like, this is finally a situation where I can actually run the 3 wide and like run that off tackle all day and like probably do pretty well with it. And I don't think I ran a lot out of the 3 wide, but I ran more than I usually do. And the 3 wide was pretty effective against you, I thought, today. What do you think, Nathan?
If you had run a base, I would have flooded zones a lot probably. So it kept me from doing that. And obviously it kept me from showing blitz and bringing it when I thought you were going to throw it down the field. And, when you blitz, that's the thing about the running game. Even though you get the role of one guest right, you don't have to deal with linebackers in your zone constantly. You know, and with our matchup, that's like a big deal. That's one of the things I was kind of thinking for you against maybe it was
Scott
C or something.
Scott or John, one of those guys. John's team was a team that I ran through wide early in the regular season against him, and it was just failing horribly because I'm usually terrible at it. Although I did pretty well tonight. The matchup was like, I feel like anybody can run through right against your team if they have any kind of run blocking or whatever. But against John, which just won the championship, so whatever. I couldn't get it going against John in the regular season, so I switched to regular offense and had more success. So that's why I didn't do it against him in the playoffs, because it didn't work well in the regular season, just because I'm just not that good at it. I think I'm good at running the 3 wide in general. So,
well, one of the things is when you're facing a coach that is willing to do different things, which I think I definitely will do. When you run something like the 3 wide, you kind of clear up some things, I guess, like where you can kind of expect certain things more, certain defenses more often. You know what I mean? Like instead of maybe 2 of the zones have 2 guys and 1 has 1, or and they're calling a run, or they're just blitzing the hell out of everyone, and you're trying to take a shot down the field. I mean, there's a lot of situations you don't want to throw flat if you're constantly throwing in the 2-minute zone. You don't necessarily want to run a lot if you always have either linebackers in the zone when I'm blitzing or I'm calling run. Even though you've got good matchups, like it's not the end of the world, but it's not awesome to constantly deal with those versus, you're probably just going to see 3-5 linebackers, which is not bad for me, but your offense is good enough that you can still move the ball passing and running against that. And if I call run, obviously there's probably no one deep either. And there are 4s exposed, so
and even DJ Moore covered by a 5, you don't really want to give me with Derek Carr's got a good long pass wrong card. You don't really want to give me long pass wrong no men to DJ Moore covered by a 5. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll take your chances, but you don't feel like that's
if
a good
there's
spot.
No pass rush and there's 0 men in zone, you're not in a real great spot on the
against a max receiver.
I mean, 0 men in zone is dangerous enough. If you're not, I usually cover it by blitzing like crazy, but there are times where against an offense like yours, it's really tough. But on the flip side of it, I kind of expected more of those shots than I would normally expose myself to, but at least maybe it would put me in some positions where I can get you in a 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 9 or something like that,
Yeah. Hold on. I'm good. See you next week. Hold on a second. Just tell me
if you muted yourself.
Okay. Leave the door just a crack open, okay? She's right.
I was going to say, I was surprised that with Tom's, he had 3 7s. You were still able to get some pressure on him. If you brought those, when you did a great job swapping out your outside linebackers from the 5s to the 0s with the pass rush. And when you brought the house, there were some decent sack chances, even against the 7s. One of your key sacks in the game was against the 7. So, that was pretty impressive to be able to not be afraid to throw deep or to go with a pass rush.
My guards aren't strong.
Right.
And then you got the safety against a 4 or 5 most of the time. And he's getting the bump up on the from the extra linebackers. And even like a 7 versus a 12 or something like that. Or 7 versus a 10 bumping up like that. It's not that bad, So yeah, I've changed my tune from 10 years ago, Nathan. About with the pass rush, because you pretty much even against a wall of 7s, if you bring the house, you can get some pretty good pressure. And I thought it was funny. I thought it was going to be a turning point in the game, but it turned out really kind of not to be when you got that big sack on me. I don't know what the score was, but I felt like I had the ball, like I was driving, and maybe I was going to go up by 2 scores, and then you get the big sack from ex-Jet Jeremiah Adewachu, and
that was my only sack.
Yeah, that was your only sack, and but it ended up really playing the role that I thought it might. But the pass rush was a big factor. The threat of it was a big factor. It was interesting, I was definitely trying to not expose myself to them too much. You know what I'm saying?
No, you did a great job of it. There were just situations where if I was able to get into, like, for instance, if I have you throwing a bomb on 1st down against a 5, and I totally know I'm at risk, but if I survive it and I at least get you in 2nd and 10, then I at least get some of those opportunities to possibly tee it off or do a couple more things that I wasn't able to do most of the time because your offense was. I mean, there are offenses you can run to prevent people from using pass rush. I specifically, when I'm thinking of how I would stop Patrick Mahomes, I mean, that's one of my main concerns is what if they just decide to blitz like crazy and I don't have enough pass blockers for it. I will run full house. I will run 3 wide. I will put personnel in that makes it so that at least if we're going to go down that route, you're going to be in danger if you don't get there. You know what I mean? So there's
this team, this defense, as great as the ratings are, and if it did play well in the playoffs, it doesn't have great pass rush. And if you remember, I slaughtered you in that regular season game a year or two ago when I had like pimped out pass rush, and I came after you. I don't know if I sacked you with double digits, but I sacked the hell out of you. Remember that? You remember the game, Nathan?
I think that was 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, and I had the pass rush. And it's like, yeah, if I got the pass rush, I'll come after him.
That was probably part of my inspiration, honestly, for trading for Saquon Barkley and running. I've run quite a bit of full house the last couple of years, more last year than this year. But there are formations with Mahomes that make more sense than they do with other quarterbacks, and that's one of them.
Full house, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do it a lot this year, but it's an option against, certain types of defenses where basically I'll run you over if I need to, but I can still throw short. You're not going to double me because you're either going to be blitzing or you're calling run and you're leaving that safety to do his thing to step into the short or flat zones. Yeah, you'll have guys on the line a lot, but you're not showing blitz to do it. So, I mean, there are some things that I definitely consider my formation. Like if I think my team's good enough, I want as many solutions as I can have for basically what I'm going to, face.
Sure. And
at least on offense.
It's funny. Joe the Hammer ran a lot of full outs in the second half of a regular season game against me this year. But also depends on I think who you're facing. Because a lot of coaches, like in the modern game, they don't know what to do when you throw the full outs at them. It's like they just stand around and get run or they blitz everybody. I don't think they know the rules with the safety going to the zone and stuff. So it's like I like when the guy goes full outs. I feel like I can play against that pretty well. In general, I'm not saying your strategy was bad. I'm just saying a lot of coaches I find are kind of thrown off.
It's not necessarily a good strategy. It's a good strategy to stop the free safety blitz and then bringing free safety blitz with all the other guys, basically. With Mahomes, I mean, I'm not really going to throw many flat passes anyway. I'll mix some in, but not from that formation anyway. I mean, it's going to be it's just going to be
when you run full house, it's very dangerous to throw a flat pass.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, but maybe you basically have to call some run against it with my running backs, and I do have pretty good O-line blocking wise, and Mahomes is the best there is throwing short, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, I thought it's funny. I thought I did a good job against Mahomes for the most part, but you look at the final stats: 20 of 32, 302, 3 TDs, no interceptions. But there was a lot of spots where I felt like
the middle of the game, he wasn't real hot. It was kind of the beginning and the end.
Yeah. Let me see. There was there's only 2-3 outs that I see here. Okay. For Los Angeles NFC, but yeah, but no, that was a great game. I mean, that was really
fantastic. And I thought it was going to be back and forth the whole game, but you guys notched up the defense and came up with some really good calls. To come down to the very last play of the game, I mean, you can't ask for anything more.
I would have liked one more play, both incomplete passes. that would have been better for me. So, but
you just wanted the sack there, and then it's over.
Well, I would have taken the incompletion. I would have taken anything but the completion.
You're taking an 11-yard completion, a 10-yard.
Yeah. I was going to. I thought about. I know we were doing the banter back and forth, which was nice, But I was gonna. I know I was instigating it. I was going to type in Mahomes needs more 11-yard completions on his card. So.
Oh, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, hell of a game. It's funny. I was going to say before Joe Flacco at the start. It's funny. I was going to say before was the game. It's funny that like you like to have a good team every year if you can, and like last year you had this like super amazing team, and like didn't go anywhere, and then this year you're throwing out like zeros in pass rush, and you win the championship and go 14-2. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that in Somifa for me. It's like it's just
You won it with Minshew.
weird, you know.
Well, think about this. Nathan won Somifa. He lost the Super Bowl in Samsva, and he wins the Super Bowl in SSFA. He could have gone. He could have got the triple crown with all three of Ed's leagues.
Who did you win? Who did you win in Samsa?
Dave
Yeah,
Gabbard.
got beat by Dave Gabbard.
Dave
he
Gabbard,
called
really?
a good game, and he has a really, really good team. He's got
He has
Rossi,
Nathan.
Derrick Henry.
The Gabbardnator. Oh wow! I should send him an email. Congratulations, Dave Gabbard. Cool. But this is a game like it's hard to like. I don't know if people really believe this, like because you just lost the Super Bowl. This is like a game like you don't mind losing. Like this was like a great game. You've got Mahomes. You're an excellent coach. Mahomes and that was just a really tough situation. I think on paper, you'd say that I have a favorable matchup because of the defensive studs. But it's not like. But it's not, but it's not like, oh yeah, Tom should win this game easily. Although it felt like it when I was up 23-13 and things were going well. It was like that's what if I could have got up by I don't know. It was about 23-20. I needed that touchdown, Nathan. I got you to 30-20. I think I would have been all right. I would have held on there. But like I did feel like I was in control. Like third quarter. I felt like I kind of felt like I was controlling. I felt like it would be all right. But so when you scored 2 touchdowns in the final 7 minutes. So, well, when you got that bomb, that was a killer. At 90 seconds, no timeouts, first play, 48-yard bomb. Like, that's not what.
You hit 2 big bombs. The bomb there, and then the bomb on the last drive. Both of those. They could have gone.
I was talking about the last drive. No,
but even on the first drive of the game, he hit a bomb right away.
Yes, yeah.
2 big plays. I mean that and Tom, you hit a big bomb as well. Both quarterbacks were fantastic today.
I had the long pass right on 3rd and 10. I remember that, Nathan.
Oh yeah, 7 combos. He's got that long gain on what 5?
Yeah.
That's a good quarterback. You're going to hit some of those.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased with his calls. Remember I told you a couple years ago I thought he was entering like a Kirk Cousins phase of his career, and he's getting kind of like Kirk Cousins calls. But now Strat's kind of pimping up the long pass columns a little bit this year, especially with the new ratings numbers, but even last year to a degree, because a guy like Carr wouldn't have gotten 14 or 15 units, But I hit 62 yards to Jalen Guy. I didn't realize.
Yeah, that was a big one.
You had that double team. You had the double team bomb, a 29 yarder on Mahomes card. But
just
like we're playing.
Game.
Yeah. Congratulations, Nathan.
Thank you.
Good job. And I can't say I can finally say that my team didn't disappoint because they disappointed. I was 6-5. Nathan, can you believe that?
I could not believe it.
With this team.
But I will say, with a team that is focused around running and flat pass. I mean, you can definitely have some. It's the same with a team focused around, I guess, pass rushing, and you can have some of those sort of little runs, But I still knew you were the team I probably least wanted to face in the playoffs.
Right, you got me in the Super Bowl. Carr was 26-30. Short pass wrong. He kills me. I swear to God, Nathan, I was telling Dennis like a month ago, that probably through the first 11 games of the season or whatever, his inside the goal line short pass wrong was probably 25%. I kept getting first and goal at the 8, short pass wrong, incomplete. It was killing me. I was and that's when you start wondering. You start thinking about the invisible engine in Strat. You start getting the Rick Byron's paranoia. Because it's because Derek Carr doesn't throw a lot of touchdown passes. What do you hit 26 or 21 or 23, something like that. So it's is Strat secretly denying me Derek Carr?
You should try playing poker for a while, and then you will probably either go full like QAnon nut job, or you will just say, it happens.
But but
Still gotta do the best I can do.
I hate to say this, but because I like Strat and stuff like that, and I know, and like some of the people work there and stuff like that, and Glenn, of course. I mean Glenn when I say that, but Strat did do an invisible engine thing for a while. There was a big controversy in the forum like 15 years ago. Remember that?
Yeah, that was the B3.
They did do an invisible engine long pass incomplete reroll without telling the players. So it's not like it's not like it's
So the reason your paranoia is well founded. You're telling me.
I think I need a big name quarterback. I gotta get
You need Gardner Minshew next time.
You won't mention.
So they have a database with categorizing the quarterbacks. Big name quarterback, boom, let him get a touchdown.
Check mark. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's why Minshew. That's true. It doesn't explain the Minshews and the Mariotas and Trubisky's, those types of things. So
been to a couple championships with Case Keenum too. That was.
So what?
I said I've been to a couple championships with Case Keenum too.
Yes. There you go.
Although Dennis destroyed me in one of them, so
there you go. You didn't win it. So
yeah.
So what do you think about that order win situation, Nathan?
I mean, it seems like
I've been in the league 8-9 years. I played all my games on time. Paul, for example, knows the computer situation I was facing late last year with my equipment, and I leave for 19 hours, and he won't take me back because I've resigned.
Yeah, I mean, if the last email was basically how you said that, that doesn't sound ideal, as far as you just said you already resigned.
So your description would be not ideal.
Well, I mean,
are you saying
if I was going to make, I don't know what all the email said. If that's all it said, then it feels like maybe it should have been a little more, detailed, I guess.
My email, you mean?
His to you.
The one saying, and
I don't know if you're paraphrasing or he's paraphrasing. I'm not.
No, I'm paraphrasing a little because I don't have it memorized. I'm not going to read it verbatim. No, but his email was to the effect of this is being brought up before the board for review, and they brought it up for the board for review, and then he told me that Order Win is not a league where people can resign and reinstate themselves or something like that. So
it's definitely a group decision from the board, it sounds like.
Well, I don't know, because then someone else on the board told me that the board is only an advisory board and that Larry makes the final decisions.
Well, let's put it this way. If it's me, I totally would take you back. I think you're great for the leagues you're in.
Anybody? Well,
I love the shows you do, the time you put in. I mean, it makes these leagues a lot more fun. All of it. I like the comments, the detail. I like all of it. If you're having kind of a hard time, maybe it's sort of a blessing in disguise, I guess. If I'm gonna.
Yeah, but
and hopefully you would come back and want to play again.
Wait, you want to win?
Yeah.
After getting kind of thrown out, I'm going to come back. You know how long it took me to build this team up to even like a reasonable place, and then to have this happen. Yeah. I mean, if they let me stay with this team this year, and I have 2 meals out the line that I don't think he's going to return, but okay, I would stay. But if this is it, I would never come back. How am I going to come back? How can you play in the league for 8 or 9 years? You play all your games on time, right? You do the extra stuff in the league I used to do. I don't do it anymore, so that's fine. Okay. I basically introduced broadcasting playoff games to AW. Okay. And I leave for 19 hours and I'm not welcome back. I should go back and play for a guy like that?
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean,
you see, blessing in disguise, I see more slap in the face.
Yeah, I only meant in that the time
I know what
as
you mean.
far as what you've described. So, just trying to make you feel better, Tom.
I told you this. I try to,
I'm not good. Hold on, just wait one thing before you say that. Nathan, I'm not good at being made to feel better when I'm angry.
I understand.
It's better to feed into my anger. Let the beast grow and swell.
You wouldn't like Tom when he's angry. I have a question.
I think I'm okay when I'm angry.
Yeah.
Good, Dennis.
So I sent a couple emails,
Yes.
trying to get on Tom's behalf.
Dennis is always a good conciliator. Is that the right
I'm
word?
trying, but I just think that there's certain for Larry. I mean, I can't speak for him, but he seems to be like a stickler for the rules. So if this is one of those times where he's like, you didn't do this exactly the way we have outlined, so that's it.
You're done. No matter what. Everything else.
That's the only thing.
Be damned.
That's
19 hours is 19 hours too many. 8 years in, 19 hours out, you're out.
And I think I told Tom too, is like if he's getting the feeling that you're going to quit eventually, maybe he wants to do it now.
I mean, everything happens eventually. 50 years from now, I'll be dead. I won't be known to win anymore. If I was still there. So, eventually is. But all of the emails with him were cordial, and I thought friendly. Well, that's the thing. Also, is like he's telling me, like early in the week, he's talking to me about the tab. You know what I'm saying? Which I haven't been on the last couple of years because I haven't had time to do it. I told him. Then like when I first told him I was going to leave, he's like, "You've been a joy to have in the league. You're welcome back at your first opportunity to return." So 19 hours later, I'm like, "I'm going to be back," and it's like, "No." Like, I guess it wasn't. I guess I wasn't welcome back at the first opportunity. I had to return. But whatever. I'm pretty upset about it. I'm pretty. I don't think it's fair. I think it's gross mistreatment. If a guy in the league 8 or 9 years who plays all his games on time, and for fewer than 24 hours, less than 24 hours, he says he wants to leave for reasons unrelated to the league. It wasn't like I was like, this league sucks, I'm out of here. I hate the double counting. I'm out of here. No, I was like, look, I've got home attendant issues. I've got this technical issue. I've got all this stuff that I need to do. It takes time. I should probably leave. The next one, I was like, you know what? I think I have time for it. Let me stay. And no, the answer is no. I mean, where's the humanity, Nathan?
Take your energy, come join S28, where you don't have to deal with the double counting, because I know you're more of a fan of the other way.
Yes.
Build a team up.
I was looking forward to standing around on defense, so when the win defense finally get into where I can stand around.
Hey, I proposed that we allow showing blitz on first down, and they're doing it this year. Wow. I've been on one of the tab meetings preseason. They do a lot of discussion of things. I mean, that doesn't really relate to what you're talking about or anything, but it's if you bring up rule. Well, I don't know that dump off's ever going to come back, because I think the tab.
No, I mean, if Larry sticks to his guns and says you're out for 19 hours, I'm done with what I win. I wouldn't go back there. There's no way to treat to me a member who's been in the league for a long time in good standing.
Well, S28 is a really fun league.
I'm not looking to add.
I know you're not. I'm just telling you down the road.
I play Dungeons and Dragons, Nathan. Did
Tom? You like building teams.
I used to.
You feel like coming back to Strat more often. Go build an S28 team up. It's fun.
I'm not as much into Strat now as it was up until 18 months ago. It's true, but I did ultimately want to return to Autumn Wind. But if they can't stick to their guns and do not reverse their decision, I'm not looking to pick up another league.
No, I know.
With Autumn Wind, I've got history with the team. I already have 8 years built up with the team, so I'd be continuing something I've already built. I'm not even like the draft. I'm not doing it as much as I did before.
Right. This second you're not. Give it a year or 2 or 3.
I played 3 years, maybe. I could join the league then.
We were talking about earlier. My pass rush and you said your guards aren't that good. Like, that's pretty much the situation with even in a 24 team league. I think that's why the pass rush works, is because the guards aren't good. Yeah. But in like a 28-30 man league, you actually get some tackles that aren't good too. Because there's way more tackles in the league that are good than guards, and actually there's quite a few centers too. So
yeah.
But if you can face off against a couple more teams with a couple more holes at tackle. I mean, pass rush is a lot more fun, I think, in that league than any league.
What was I going to say? But yeah, I was going to say 2 things, but I am playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, Nathan, because I can manage them more easily. The different games require a different amount of clicking and speed. New England's a pretty slow game, so I can play that. But and I like it as well. I played with Dennis and his kids a couple years ago. Played a few sessions, but Dennis said I only have room for one master, and his name is Strat-O-Matic.
How many leagues is he in?
I've been playing FIFA on Steam lately. That's been pretty fun.
I've several times had to consider dropping leagues. I played 1 year in that stock league, and I had to drop it. I was like, man, there's too many leagues, and dropping out of a couple of the ones I've been in for a long time, but always come back.
Once upon a time, I don't know when, 9, 10 plus years ago, I was playing in 7, 8 leagues or whatever, and I eventually cut down to like three or 4 leagues, and Dennis is like summer and Dennis like battle royale and summer sprint leagues, and then I come back to and then I dropped those and was just doing these 3, and I was much happier when I got rid of all the extra leagues, and I was just doing like Shamifa SSFA Autumn Wind and Dennis's leagues. I was good with that, But like the interest changed. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to play this game EVE Online. Like I used to play this game like a fanatic, like 17 years ago. For like 3 years, I was playing the game like 24/7, like a madman. And then I haven't played that game in like forever. I don't plan on going back to it either. So I feel like interest changed. Strat has built me for my whole life, and I'm playing online for over 20 years. So it would be hard. Like there was a point like a month ago, I was having some personal difficulty. I was thinking of dropping Autumn Wind and Shamifa. I was like, man, I'm really going to drop Shamifa. I'm going to drop Shamifa, But I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I tried last year. Was the first year I kind of tried to play more casually in terms of like I haven't done any spreadsheets. I didn't do a spreadsheet for this game. I haven't done any spreadsheets, and I feel like I learned the spreadsheet lesson for the most part anyway. And my draft prep was like my draft prep last year was like 10% of what I used to do. And I kind of when I realized that all the extra work is really not worth it. Yes, it's fun. It was fun to pick up full run to Fadakasi and to fall and to have a knockdown drag out brawl with Dennis over Nick Kwiatkowski. But ultimately, if I look at the rosters and the picks and this and that, it's like it's not worth it from a competitive standpoint. And if I'm if I'm not as much into strats, I go, all right, I can do a lot less draft prep, still draft decently, and stay in the leagues while I figure out, like where strat fits in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Will you do those years that you can't put the time in that you feel like you want to? Is you trade those picks, or you trade 4 picks next year?
Yeah.
You just go for it, get some players, or you do the opposite and build up for the next year.
Yeah, well, my Shamifa team is in disarray with Sam Darnold at quarterback. I thought that was going to work out, Dennis.
You could trade for Mayfield.
I trade for who?
Trade for Baker. Ed's here. He'll trade with you, and then you can have competition.
I'll trade. Yeah, there you go.
You know who would have been really good in Saliva? He just had 5 more pass attempts.
Gardner Minshew.
Geno Smith. Geno Smith is a good quarter. Has a good card. Look at the ratings disc. I was like shocked. So
I
always one of those.
I have to see the short pass, long pass columns there. So is that why he's beating out Drew Lock? So a long shot will now understand because Geno is actually so good. That's why he'll beat out Drew Lock. Who's winning out there? I get the feeling
Jimmy Garoppolo is winning.
Who? The quarterback week
Jimmy
1.
Garoppolo.
Jimmy G.
I feel like between Lock and Geno, no matter who wins, the Seattle fans lose.
Yeah, they'll both start about half the games if they don't pick up somebody else. So
were you happy about D'Ernest Johnson's card, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get to go deep into the numbers, but it looked pretty good. It looked like about what I expected. It looked like I expected. I mean, that was a no-brainer.
I traded with Dennis for Miles Sanders and Boston Scott, hoping they would be good. That's why I overpaid for Boston Scott and for Miles Sanders. I think I gave you more than you were even asking for Miles Sanders just because I wanted him for next year.
Yeah, I wanted a high second, and you gave me a first.
Why trade Sanders why trade Miles Sanders for a second round pick?
I gave him a first.
No, I was. This is my Samsva team where I traded everybody away, and I didn't want to have like one of those guys where you have like a
like Russell Wilson.
You wanted Hugh Jackson mode.
Exactly.
I would have gone to the playoffs.
Who's the Giants running back? That 1 year that I went like 0-16 and 1-15. Andre Williams. He had like 250 carries, like a 3.6 average for the Giants, and I hit over 1,000 yards for me. He was my feature. He was a team MVP on our 116 team. I don't know what that does for you, but but yeah, but no, I Dennis, like like when the tail end of doing Strat 28 with Dennis, the last draft, my draft prep wasn't I wasn't done before the draft started. Otherwise, we would have had Miles Sanders on that team. Like the first round had been going, and somebody, I think Joe Daly, was looking to trade down for like 14 or 15, and we were like around 24 or something. And I had not finished my draft prep by the time Joe's pick came and went, because it was like a multi-day draft or whatever. And like that night, I was like, "Oh, Dennis, this guy's really good, this running back. If I had, if I had done my draft prep like a day faster, we would have traded up to get this guy." So that's right. Dennis won the championship anyway, without me, of course.
Or you could have had Mark Andrews. That's
Different
kind of early enough.
Different draft, isn't it?
Huh?
Different draft, isn't it?
Was it?
Mark Andrews and Miles Sanders.
Oh yeah, you're right. Mark Andrews was before that.
Mark Andrews is when you wanted him but didn't have a team that was
When
ready
you took Cooper Kupp
to accept him, and you traded me the pick in Samifa. I traded up to get him.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. That hurt my feelings when I was rebuilding, and I think I got Colton Miller and can't remember who else I picked.
Hey, Colton Miller's it's been a good pick for a rebuilding team.
I gotta jump off. I'm sorry.
All right, Dennis.
Yeah,
Go play
thanks,
FIFA.
Dennis.
All right, man.
The last thing I was saying, Dennis, about D&D, I was playing with Dennis and his kids, and Dennis was like, I've only got time for one hobby. I can't do that to the family because of the Strat-O-Matic, because he's so involved in Strat. So that worked out good. All right, I'll see you guys later. Great game, Nathan. Congratulations. It was my third Super Bowl with SSFA. I would have liked to win a second one, but that's all right. At least the team did well. So I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Ed, for the league. It's great.
Thanks, Ed. Later, guys.
Congratulations, Nathan.
Thank
Congratulations to the 2020 SSFA champion, Los Angeles Rams, and Nathan Baylor.
We need to change the years. Somebody here's 2020. What, 2 years ago? I'm sorry, Ed, but
right in the post, Tom.
Go, Tom. What are you talking about? Neat details. We don't need about changing the years. Let's go. All right, guys. See you later.
Guys.
All right, later.